Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Savin's World. My name is Savin, and I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. The Survival Syndicate is back, and we've got something special for you folks today. More of a laid-back stream, but we are going to be discussing the best games ever. Very subjective list of best games ever. So what I've tasked the group to do is to make a list of their personal top 5 favorite games, video games of all time. They can be console, any one of the consoles. They can be PC, whatever. It doesn't matter. No restrictions. This is their personal, all of our personal top 5s. I do not know what's on their lists. They do not know what is on my list. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with number 5. Each one of us, one person is going to give their number 5. We're going to discuss the game. And then the next person will give their 5. And then we'll move on to 4, 3, 2, 1, all that fun stuff. So pretty laid back and simple stream here. Again, like I say, no rules, no restrictions on what can or cannot be on lists. These are our personal favorite games of all time. And now I have a way that I approached my list, and I'll explain that once it gets to my turn. I'll explain how I approach my list, and that'll help to make kind of make things a little bit more clear as we go through my top 5, and kind of take you guys on a little journey. So should be awesome. But before we jump into the lists, let's introduce the Syndicate. The Survival Syndicate is back, and as always in Savin's World, ladies first. Ninja, how you doing, Ninja?
Hey. Me, I'm good. Hey, everybody. Oh, jeez. You know, sometimes I'm an idiot, but hi there.
Hey,
hello.
All the time I'm an idiot, so you're one up on me there. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys came up with, because I think if I had to guess, I'm guessing that I know my list is going to be wildly different from all of your guys's. There may be some overlap, but I'm thinking that we're gonna have a lot of different games that we're going to be discussing tonight, so it should be interesting.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining, Ninja. Next up, we have the captain himself, Captain Whisker Biscuits. How you doing, Captain?
Good. How's it going?
I am, other than the storm that's about to hit my area, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, we just had one about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not going to complain because we can really use the rain. We can use the moisture. Yeah, so I'm excited for tonight, man.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I want to see if any of our stuff overlaps.
Yeah, agreed. It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting for sure.
Oh yeah.
And last but not least, Mr. Schneidi. How you doing, Schneidi?
I'm great.
You sound enthused as always, man.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what's on your list. I think it'll be very, very interesting.
I am too.
Awesome. All right, before we jump into our list, let me jump into chat and welcome the fine folks. Thank you, everybody, for joining the stream. Welcome to the stream. Chris, good to see you. Shannon, so good to see you. Thank you very much for joining. And Ninja is in the chat as well. Really quick, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of housekeeping. So Saturday, no video this Saturday. However, I'm hoping that next Tuesday, I have something very, very special, a brand new series starting for you all that I'm really excited about. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to spoil the surprise because it's different, but it's really, really cool. I'm excited. It's I've been working on it for a while now, and it's coming along nicely. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can have it ready by Tuesday, but be on the lookout for that. So should be interesting. All right, guys, let's get into it. Here we go. Our top 5 best games of all time. Totally subjective list. And we are going to start at number 5. So, ladies first. Number 5, Ninja. What is your number 5 most favorite game of all time?
He's trying to look at my list. Don't you dare. All right, so number 5
no cheating,
for me,
Captain.
Yeah.
First, I'm going to preface this by saying that I didn't officially start gaming until age 33.
Here we go.
Okay.
Like official. Okay. So my list will probably be mostly recent-ish, but not quite. So anyway, number 5 is from back in the day, Guitar Hero 3. And that was on you, right?
No, just the Wii.
The Wii?
That's one, yeah.
Was that just, are you sure?
Yeah. It was just the Wii, yeah.
Okay. Was I the one that went and sat in line at 4 a.m. to get said Wii?
Yeah.
Okay. That was me. So anyway, yeah, that was when we got the Wii, and we pre-ordered it, and I waited in line, and I was like the absolute last person to get in there
For the console, yeah.
to get it on the day it released, and it was super cool. But anyway, Guitar Hero 3 is it's an awesome game. I don't know how to play guitar in real life, but I was really good at it on Guitar Hero 3. So I beat Captain numerous times on Through the Fire and Flames.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows that game and knows that song, you'll know that one's hard. Also, I was like big, fat, and pregnant with our youngest. So like watching me play was probably hilarious because I just like literally the guitar was just like sitting on top of my belly. It was like a shelf. It was perfect.
Yep.
And that was when I like to say that's when I had good reflexes because I could play it really super fast. We tried to play it a couple of years ago.
We did okay, but
And we did okay, but I was not at my best. And I was like, man, I am old. I don't have the reflexes anymore.
well, it's,
So Guitar Hero 3.
If
That
it
was
makes
my
you-
number 5.
If it makes you feel any better, Ninja, I never had the reflexes.
Well,
I loved watching like 'cause I know the game that you're talking about. The Guitar Hero series is awesome. My
wasn't it called like Legend? Like
that was Legends of Rock or whatever.
like Legend. Yeah, it was like Legends of Rock or whatever. It had like the best songs on it. Honestly, I think that was the best one they made
yeah.
out of the
Great. It was
Guitar Hero
great, yeah.
series.
It's an awesome series, and I was never any good at it, but I lived my roommates at the time when that stuff came out. They were awesome. So that was probably back in the day of back in my old rock and roll days. So not only were these guys super talented because I lived with my bandmates, but not only were they super talented on the actual instruments they played in real life, but because they had the finger dexterity from playing their instruments, they were like crazy good at this at the Guitar Hero series. So I'd sit back and watch them play and I'd be like, this sucks.
Honestly, I don't know how I was so. Yeah, I don't know how I was so good at that song. I mean, I was good at. I was good at a bunch of other songs too, but holy cow! Like I really
but
wrecked it.
you couldn't beat Rain and Blood. I beat you in Rain and Blood.
No, Rain and Blood, you did beat me on that one.
Yeah.
But Through the Fire and Flames was a lot harder, and
It was.
I really kicked your behind on that one. I kicked your booty.
Yeah.
And I like to bring that up every once in a while because it makes me feel good. Feel good inside.
Real quick, Old Crow, good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. And Wolfman, welcome to the stream. I forgot to say, guys, if you would like to play along with us, if you have make up a top 5, your own personal top 5, and type that out in chat, as we go through. So let us know what would you consider your number 5 on your top 5 list. Yeah, feel free, guys. Play along with us, because I guarantee all of our lists are going to be radically different. And that's the great thing about gaming. You know, it's also subjective. There's so many good games out there, and everybody loves different games for different reasons, and that's that's just great. Michael, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining. And Maddie's House of Geek, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All right. Ninja, awesome number 5. Let's move over to Captain. Captain, what is your number 5 best game of all time?
My number 5, I have long history with this one because we've owned it like so many times on various different consoles, and we keep coming back to it, and it's a great game. It really is, and it's GTA 5.
GTA 5. Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. Like the story is so great, and then the online, it's a little toxic here and there, but they have ways around that. You can go into what's that mode called that you can go into, ghost mode or whatever.
Yeah, you can go into it's basically ghost
but whatever
mode.
Where they can't
passive mode.
Yeah, passive mode where the people can't keep griefing you. So I mean, there's ways around it. It's a great game. There's so much stuff to do in it. It's so ridiculous and not even funny. But we spent hours upon hours with that game, so I don't know, it's just a lot of fun.
GTA 5 just barely missed my top 5 list. It was almost on my list because the GTA series is awesome.
Oh yeah,
and I spent way too many hours playing GTA. Chrono, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, Captain. Keep going though.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's about all I gotta say about it. It's just that we've owned it. We tried to figure it out. I think because of
PS3, PS4.
Yep.
And
we bought a few times because after a while we get bored of the game and we either trade it in or whatever back in the day.
You know, then we didn't have any friends to play with, so we were like, whatever.
I may be tattling on myself here, but when I was I would go when I was playing GTA 5 or mainly GTA 5 is when it happened, but I would go on like 24-hour plus binge sessions, and when I was in the game, I don't know why, but I always had the rule, if I'm driving down the road and I see a motorcycle, I had to take it out.
Oh yeah.
It was like a rule. I had to run every single motorcycle off the road that I saw.
Oh yeah.
7. I'm not even joking.
I don't know what that says about me, but
one time we were playing this was recent. It was like 2 years ago.
A couple years, yeah.
Maybe a year, whatever. We were playing GTA and we were doing racing and just driving around like crazy people because that's my most favorite thing to do is drive like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I legit run into everything on purpose. I had to run out to the store and was driving perfectly normal, and then all of a sudden I went to turn into the parking lot and ran up over their curb. And I didn't even think anything of it until I parked and I went, "You're not in GTA. You can't actually do that." And I was like, shit, I hope I didn't fuck up any of that. Ooh, sorry. Ooh,
there it is. The first one. I knew it was going to happen.
All right.
In trouble now.
I smacked my own patty. Holy cow,
you are in trouble.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, this is just a group of friends, talking about video games. So, we're grown adults, and every once in a while you might
it'll slip out.
It might slip out. So just be forewarned.
Yeah, GTA 5 is great. We would come up with our own things to do. We just get in planes and go all as high up as you could go, and then try to jump without a parachute and land into somebody's pool.
Yeah.
We just it's just so much fun. You can do all that stuff. It's just a great game.
Yeah, we took big planes and drove to the end of the map.
You fly a plane.
Yeah, we flew a plane. My bad. We flew to the end of the map, and we had gone to the convenience store ahead of time and bought all their we filled up on snacks.
Yeah.
Because we were okay, we know the plane's gonna crash when we get to the end of the map.
You get so far and it falls apart.
Yeah. before we die. Like, we did this
We got tons of
for
time.
hours.
Yeah, it's just fun. See how long we can last.
It was ridiculous. Like, we ran the entire map one time.
Yeah.
See how long it took us?
Took 45 minutes to run from one end of the map to the other.
It is Pig Latin gone bad. Thank you, Wolf.
So yeah, we played it. We have. That's probably the second or third most hours I have in a game, next to 7 Days to Die.
Probably.
Yep.
It was fun. Yep.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Let me jump into chat and see what the chat has to say. Let's see. Wolfman says Street Fighter 2. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Classic game.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Maddie says Neverwinter Nights, Diamond Edition. Not bad. Very good selection. Michael says number 5 has to be the first Halo. You know,
that was
yes,
good.
I played the first Halo a lot. That was LAN parties for the win, baby.
Oh yeah.
Both Shannon and Chrono say Skyrim.
Yeah.
We'll probably, that might be we'll see. I don't know. And then Chrono also says Oblivion. Yes. The Elder Scrolls
Oblivion
is awesome. And then Chris says 7 Days to Die. Can understand that pick. All right. All right. Well, thanks, Captain, for number 5. Let's move on to Schneidi. Schneidi, what is your number 5 favorite game of all time?
Okay, so my number 5, I took a 2-hour trip for the midnight release of this back on September 24th, 2007. The nearest store was 2 hours away. So, Halo 3 is my number 5.
Halo 3? Interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. It was almost 2, but there were reasons for it not being 2. One being, in 2, they force you to play as Arbiter, and I hate that. I just wanted to play Master Chief.
Yep.
And the other is the way it ended was so abrupt because they really rushed that game to get it out to capitalize on the first Halo being so good.
Mm-hmm.
And Halo 3 was actually, of the 3, was the best. It had the best multiplayer. It had the campaign was best. The graphics were the best. It was the culmination of all of that together. And so, like, it was the best of everything. And its lore is really rich, and it's the only thing that has made me read fiction book as an adult. Because I went out and I got like the expanded universe stuff that they had,
nice.
the extra, like any books they had, like on Reach and the Spartans, and like anything that they wrote about Halo, I read. So, and those are the only books I've read as an adult, because I hate reading. Anyways, I got the game, and I had taken the day off so I could play it. Most people got it, and they started playing the multiplayer right away. And I think I remember things that people had some connection errors and stuff, and I really didn't care because I liked the lore and I wanted to play the campaign.
Right.
So by the time I got home and I started playing, I had finished the campaign by 11 a.m. because I just played it and just blew through it. But it was really, really good. And when I say blew through it, I don't mean like you didn't get the content. It was there. It was just I was able to do it that quickly. Master Chief and Cortana are 2 of my favorite video game characters ever.
Agreed.
And they're dynamic. They had such a companionship, and I've never seen
it's a beautiful love story.
It's not. No, it's not a love story. It's not a love story. It is not a love story. It's not.
It's a love story.
It's not. It's not.
Okay.
But
I agree with you 100%, Schneidi. They are two of the best video game characters ever made.
Yeah,
and it made me cry what the TV show did to them.
Yes, exactly. It was also that, and then they came out with Halo 3 ODST, and that was pretty good. But and I enjoyed that for what it was. It was just like a spin-off game, and it followed a bunch of ODST guys. But for the most part, when I play a Halo game, I want to be Master Chief. So that's why I didn't like 2 as much, because they made you play as Arbor. I'm like, I don't care.
That's pukey.
That's just at the end, right? Well, towards the end.
Be Master Chief too.
Don't care.
Just towards the end. I mean, whatever.
Care. I don't care. Any time I'm spending playing the Arbiter is time I'm not blowing aliens away with Master Chief.
Exactly.
Master Chiefness.
I get it.
Yeah.
So
Michael Grayson says we don't talk about the TV show. Agreed, Michael. Yeah. Agreed.
Exactly. Agreed.
Utter trash.
Halo 3 was the conclusion to the story that started in Halo Combat Evolved, and the ending in Halo 3 sets up for Halo 4. But if it wasn't popular and they didn't continue, it was a good ending point, and it could have ended there, and they never did another Halo game, and it would have been just fine.
Yeah.
But they also left it in a way that it left the door open if they wanted to continue, which they did. So, that is my favorite Halo game, and as a first-person shooter, I'm not very good at them, but
same. I'm right there with you. I've never been good at first-person shooters, but for some reason, Halo was the one first-person shooter that I kind of gravitated towards and actually played quite extensively. The Halo series.
And another reason why I thought about putting 2 on there was because of the online multiplayer. It was, I don't want to say revolutionary, but it was very groundbreaking for the time, because it really opened up online multiplayer for people, because you didn't have to do the LAN thing where you brought a bunch of televisions together and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it made it easier for people to play with each other. So that's why it almost made it. But like I said, there's just a couple things with it that I was like, nah.
The ending, I think, of 2, I'm with you. I think I that would have automatically disqualified it for me.
Yeah, it's very dissatisfying.
I would have had to, if I were picking between the Halo, it would have been either 1 or 3 for me.
Yep.
But I think your rationale, your reasoning behind picking 3 is totally sound. Totally get it, and I agree. It's an awesome game.
Yep. So that's my number 5.
Awesome. All right, well, let's jump back into chat. Old Crow says Final Fantasy VI. Oh, yes. God, the Final Fantasy series is so good. Chrono says the first Diablo. I was never a big Diablo fan, but I have relatives that they were obsessed with the Diablo series. And I can understand why. It looked like a really awesome game. Wolfman says Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Nice. The Assassin's Creed games, I got into a couple of them. They're pretty interesting. Chrono says, well, the reason of my username, Chrono Trigger. I love a lot of those games from back in that area.
Really good.
The role playing games from back then. Chrono Trigger. Secret of Mana. There's
Super Nintendo days. Yeah.
There's just so many good ones. You'll see when we get to a little further in my list that there's strong representation for that type of game, which is awesome.
Nice.
Robert, welcome to the stream. Robert says Metal Gear Solid: Phantom Pain. The Metal Gear series is another really good one. I actually got into the PSP game. God, I forget the name of it. For a while there. What was cool is it was kind of like Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go. You could actually go around to different areas and ping to rescue different characters and that kind of thing. So it was actually really cool. But I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Let's see. Wolfman says Marvel versus Capcom. Yes,
that was good too.
Another awesome fighting game. Awesome fighting game.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It is my turn. Number 5 for me. So before I get into my list, let me explain my parameters of how I chose my favorite games of all time. I've been gaming since I was little. So what I did is I went back, took a trip down memory lane, if you will, and I picked the games that had a tremendous impact on me personally. Like, you know, the games that just stick with you. They might not be the best games ever, but I picked, you know, certain games from certain time periods in my life. And the first one is from when I really started getting into gaming. And let me switch to this, and I brought props, guys. I brought props. All right. My number 5 best game of all time is a game you probably have never heard of. It's called Bandit Kings of Ancient China. It's a
Nope.
Yeah, it's a Nintendo game, NES game. It came out for the NES in 1990, I think, in the States here, something like that. So yeah, long time ago.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Never heard of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told you guys there's gonna be some games on my list that you have never heard of.
Wow.
Yeah, Bandit Kings of Ancient China. Pretty much, it's a turn-based strategy game where you pick a bandit king, and you are trying to raise up armies, develop your property, your section of China, and then you're trying to stop the evil Gao Kui. He's like the war minister of China, and he's become basically a tyrant, threat behind the throne. He's trying to take out the actual emperor. So yeah, so it's the reason I picked this game is because when I was growing up, we had a Nintendo. That was it, and we had a shop. There was a grocery store that had a basement level that had like it was grocery store on top, and then the bottom level was like a hunting, fishing kind of store, and it had this one little section, right? This one little counter with Nintendo games. There may be a dozen of them there, and on the weekends, what we would do our parents would take us to the store, and they would allow us to rent one video game, and you could rent it for it was like 99 cents, and you could have it all weekend. So we would go every weekend, and because the game, they never got new games in. It was the only place in my town that rented video games, and we were not the richest of people in the world, so we didn't buy a lot of video games. So what we did is, on the weekends we rented a game, and this was one of the only ones that was multiplayer, so we could all play. So yeah, there's one to set. You can play up to 7 people. Up to 7 people can play at the same time. So this was one that all of me and my brothers, we could all play together instead of being just a game for a lot of the Nintendo games were single player. So and we were boys, so we'd get in fights all the time because he's been playing for too long. It's my turn now. No, it's my turn. No, I haven't been playing that. You know how it is. Growing up young boys. So so this was my parents' solution. They're like, all right, this game here, you guys can all play together, so we don't have to come in and break up the fights and hear you guys moaning and complaining the whole time. But what I loved about it is this was my introduction to the strategy genre of video games, and it was really, I mean, it wasn't super complicated or anything like that, but we spent hours and hours and hours. And what was cool is the copy that they rented to us, the save feature didn't work. So we literally had to start a game and leave it running the entire weekend or until we passed it.
Yeah.
So if we tried to save it and get back later, it didn't work. We would have to start all over. And yeah, there were moments when people got a little pissed off, and just to spite everybody else, they hit the reset button. and then they'd fail. Oh, darn it, it was an accident. Yeah, right, you little jerk. You did that on purpose because you were losing. So that is my number 5. Guarantee it's a game that 99.9% of you guys have no clue about at all. But what's cool is this video game actually spawned several sequels. The Romancing the Three Stones saga. I don't know if you guys have heard those.
I've heard of that.
That comes from this. This was like the originator of that whole series. So there is some history behind this game. But yeah, it's a game that I have. I own the physical copy to this day. I have a Nintendo. I bust it out every once in a while when I'm feeling nostalgic. Yeah, and the copy that I own, the save feature works. So. But just for a trip down memory lane, my first introduction to to gaming, that's why this one had to go on the list, because it was in my formative years when I was just getting into video games, and we played it so much because it was literally one of the only games that we had available that we could play. So, yeah, there you go. My number 5, Bandit Kings of Ancient China. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Thank you, Old Crow. Thank you. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I misspoke.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah. But, yeah, they this game came way back before all of those, and it actually... it's based around the same myths and legends. So, I think it's based on a book, something like that. All right, let me get back to. There we go. Back to the regular screen, and we will hop back into chat here. Old Crow says my top 5 would be Final Fantasy VI, Metal Gear Solid 3, Chrono Trigger, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Very nice list. Chrono says, my top 5, number 1, Chrono Trigger. Number 2, Chrono Cross, of course. Number 3, Legend of Mana. Yes, very good. 4, Metal Gear Solid. And 5, Star Fox 64. Very nice.
Oh, that's a good one.
In that same 5th place is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yes.
That's a great one, too.
We can have more than one number 5. Dang, hold on. I have to revise my list. Just kidding.
Shannon says 5, Skyrim. 4, Diablo 3. 3, Immortals Phoenix Rising 2. Phoenix Rising 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, and number 1, Tears of the Kingdom. Very nice. Excellent. Wolfman says for the ultimate in button pushing rapid fire, I have to go mega old school Galaga. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, that's real
Galaga,
old school.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, that was number 5. Let's move on to number 4. So, Ninja, what is your number 4 game of all time?
It's gonna be a short one, apparently.
It's already been spoken about. So, GTA 5 is my number 4.
Excellent.
I mean, I have different reasons for loving the game. Sometimes I just like to go in there and race because, like, I can shut my brain off and just race.
Just drive.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just drive around and we can,
they have plenty of
and then we
courses
can we can chit chat, and then I can pretty much lose at every race or get mad when I get rammed in the butt by other people. I mean, honestly, we've gone back to it so many times. Like, honestly, was it the PS4 when the heist first came out? The first group of heists?
No.
Was it
PS3?
PS3?
We had it on PS3, but we didn't get an update after that first heist. That was the final update for PS3.
But, like, honestly, when the heists were coming out,
oh my god,
like, we used to have friends over every Friday night.
Yep.
Just to play GTA 5. And so when the heists were coming out, we were like, okay, everybody, you have to be here after work, and we're going to order food, and we're going to do the heist. Well, it was hilarious because, like, the whole game was shut down because so many people were trying to get online to play said heist that we actually never played them that night.
Yeah, we didn't get to play them.
We never even got to play them.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So we had to wait until Saturday.
Yep.
But I was like, hey, whatever. I didn't have to make dinner, so that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, you still gotta
got
food eat out. You got food and hang out with friends.
Yeah, but I mean, like he said, that game it's terrific because you legit I just go in there and I get the cops all riled up just to see if I can get 5 stars and see how long I can like withhold the cops. You know what I mean? I drive around and I just like, or like we started a thing where we'd run around and like just stab people and yell like "knife to meet you."
Yeah, knife to meet ya.
Did that for hours. One time I went to a store and bought every single hat that they had.
Well, yeah, I was a serial killer. I was running around Los Santos just killing everybody.
Yeah, we'd run around just stab everybody. It's fantastic.
Or just run around and punch people in the face.
Oh yeah,
Random things. What'd you say to me?
Oh, yeah.
Punch in the face.
So much
Oh
fun.
yes.
That game is just like, it's just incredible the amount of things that you can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like, yeah, now you know they want you to buy the shark cards and like buy all these fancy vehicles and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, they've
but, like,
really
even
leaned into the
without
microtransactions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even without all that, you can still have a
great
great time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, now our whole like we were going to the casino to see if we could win a car.
Yep. You get to roll every day when you play online. So
I won like 2 free cars.
Yep.
See,
I didn't even like them, but I won them.
I've never,
you know?
I've never played the GTA 5 online, but I've played,
I
played offline extensively. And it's, I mean, it's such a blast.
Yeah, we did the story mode. That was fantastic. Trevor is like, he's my all-time favorite.
He's a crazy guy.
Like, he is so great, so great.
Nice.
You know, and I appreciate that when there's like good characters in a
the development of that game is
yeah.
so
I mean, you
detailed.
really do feel like you're immersed in the world, even in the online. You really do.
Both, yeah.
I've just walked around behind people listening to their conversations when they're on like cell phones. It's hilarious. Like, you could just do that and have a good time.
Yep.
So anyway, GTA 5 is my number 4.
Excellent choice. Michael Grayson says 4 has to be Command and Conquer Red Alert Yuri's Revenge. I still play it to this day. I am right there with you, Michael. That game is awesome. That's another thing that almost made my list, but I didn't put the Command and Conquer series on there because I tried to pick games from certain genres from certain time periods. So I totally agree. That is an awesome game, and I still have the physical copy of that as well. All the old school Command and Conquer games. Excellent choice. Chrono says, I don't know if you take this game as a true game, but the space pinball that came in every computer. Oh, that's awesome. And then Ninja says, almost Alex Solitaire and Minesweeper. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Ninja. The amount of time.
When we first got a PC, like, it was like mid-90s. It had to have been, because I remember doing, like, well, my younger brother's friend was like a computer whiz.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like probably 12, and he put together a computer for my family. Like, just put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was our first computer that we had in the house. So it had to have been like, I got 93, maybe. And yeah, Solitaire was like my jam. Sometimes Minesweeper.
Ski Free.
Oh my God, Ski Free! I totally forgot that. That would also be on my list. Jeez.
That was a great game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, those were games I played on PC.
I did too. Those because I didn't really get into PC gaming until much later, just because not having a computer couldn't.
That's
couldn't
what I
play
mean.
PC
It's like
games.
those were the games I played, and then I just didn't play any other PC games until we got these PCs. Really. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's move on to Captain. Your number 4.
Number 4. All right, number 4 is going to be Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, yes.
For the NES. That game is so much fun. Oh my God. Like, 2 was just an abomination in my mind. I don't know what the heck they were doing with that one. Like, well, for the US market, I don't know what they were thinking. But anyway, so 3 was just such a breath of fresh air. Like, it was just good all around. Like, I beat it and played it so many hours and so many times. It's a great game.
We played together, and I was getting real frustrated.
No, that was the first one. Oh,
that's the first one.
Mario 3 is where you can be like Raccoon Mario. And
Raccoon Mario. Yeah. It's okay.
That's great. It's freaking. I love that game. You have the overworld map you can travel on and stuff, and find little secrets on that and everything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
really good game.
I love Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh yeah,
awesome game.
Oh yeah,
that's another one we spent a lot of time I'm trying to remember all the games that were available to rent from that shop, but that was one of them that was available.
It did not be. I mean, if they didn't have Mario to rent, then
Yeah, well, the store by me didn't. I was in
Really?
the same boat as Savin. He only had like six NES games for us to rent, and they're all real junky ones.
Yep. And they were all the same. There was only one copy of each game.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
if somebody beat you to it, you were screwed. That's why
Yeah.
Bandit Kings was our go-to because it was we could all play. But we also had there was Black Bass. There was I think Double Dragon was one of them.
Yeah, I had Double Dragon.
Yep, the Super Mario Brothers. What else was there? We had RBI Baseball. That was one that we actually owned, and then we had the original Super Mario Brothers too. So, but yeah, it's such a limited selection. They only had one copy of each. Yeah, it was it was crazy. Don't touch my waffle gaming. Totally agrees with you, Captain. Mario 3 was by far the best one.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a very, very awesome game for sure. All right, let's move on to Schneidi. Schneidi, you're number 4.
Okay. So, my number 4 is from a franchise that's one of the best in its genre. It's a real-time strategy. Hands down, there's no disputing it. That it's the best.
Oh.
It was when this was the first game that got me watching esports back in the day.
I know you're in. Yeah.
And it has a sequel that I almost put on this list, but there's reasons why I didn't, so I went with the original, and it's StarCraft.
Yep.
I was gonna make a pun that the sequel didn't have the star power of the original. I knew that's what he was gonna say. Awesome game.
See, I don't know anything about that. I know nothing.
Um,
I'm gonna need a full-on explanation.
Okay, so it was a Blizzard game, and this was back in the heyday of Blizzard when Blizzard was the best gaming developer there was. They came out with Diablo, and everybody loved Diablo. StarCraft was another one of their franchises. It was a beloved game. They also had their Warcraft. They had the real-time strategy of Warcraft. And then that got turned into World of Warcraft, their first MMO, which became a huge...
Everybody knows about that, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. And so StarCraft is about the humans in space, and they're fighting aliens, and it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. I don't know.
That's a really great story.
I'm sensing a theme with Schneidy's list.
Yeah,
seems like Schneidy loves killing
story.
aliens.
Well, okay. So funny you say that about the love story, because there is an actual love story in this. Yes, because
terrific.
One of the characters in it, Jim Raynor, is in love with another character, Kerrigan. And
oh, weird. Both with a C, I bet.
No, it's a K. But,
shucky darn.
Yeah. So basically, it starts out there's a rebellion, and they're trying to take over the Confederacy. I don't want to get too much into that because of things, but they get overthrown, and there's another alien race that they're called the Zerg, and they're kind of like aliens, like from the movie Aliens.
Yeah,
they're like a kind of like insect, kind of broody kind of thing. Anyways, Kerrigan gets left on a planet, and she gets betrayed by the leader of the rebellion, and Jim is mad because he's like, hey, we need to get her, but she gets abandoned and left for dead. But later on, she gets turned into a queen for the Zerg, and she then proceeds to wreck everybody, including the humans and the Protoss, which is another super advanced race. So you can play as any one of these races, and the campaign tells a story, and you start as the Terrans, and you go through it, and you end up having to play as the humans, the Zerg, and the Protoss. And I hated playing anything but the Terrans. The Zerg do not make sense to me. The Protoss, I don't like that. So most of these games, I like playing the humans and sticking with them.
Yeah. So did her and Jim get back together, or did she rip his man parts off?
So that whole thing ends up, no, she doesn't. Not in that. In StarCraft 2, that kind of gets resolved, kind of not. The reason why I didn't put StarCraft 2 in there, even though it's got some better graphics and the gameplay is improved upon, and they've fleshed out the story more, is because it's Activision now owns Blizzard, and people say that StarCraft 2 is probably the last good Blizzard game that was made. And that's you can draw the line right there, and then after that is where you see the downward spiral of Blizzard, where it's no longer much. It's pretty much just Activision's hand in everything, because you can see it in how they monetize everything now.
Right.
Heavily monetize everything.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Sounds
like other developers I know.
It's almost like Halo Wars, like kind of like.
Yes. It's a real time. You gather resources, and you manage buildings, and you make soldiers, and you send them out to kill.
Yeah, StarCraft's way better, but it's almost kind of like.
But it's the great thing about it is it's complex enough that it has a huge replayability, but it's also simple enough that it's a good game for beginners, especially like people that have never played a real RTS. I would highly recommend they start playing StarCraft, because it's a good entry point, and especially like the tutorials, they walk you through what you need to know, and so it's a really good game. StarCraft still holds up to this day. They've done a remastered and stuff, and I've played that. It's pretty good. And the other reason why, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I used to have it on Nintendo 64.
Yes. Yes, I had a buddy that used to play it, and I'm like, how can you play that with the controller?
It was rough. Oh god, it was rough.
But you could play up to 4 people with that on the 64, couldn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as you had the whatever that's called, that attachment that went in the front of it. I forgot the name of it now. But there was like a thing that went in the front. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, you had to have that, like a jumper pack, wherever you had to have that.
Yeah.
If not, you couldn't play multiplayer. It was stupid.
Real quick, I want to jump in here real quick and say, Don't Touch My Waffle Gaming, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. They say, have a great night, guys. Well, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure and point that out. didn't want to go too far without pointing that out. So thank you again. Don't touch my waffle.
The other reason why I wanted to use StarCraft is because I've got a story about it. When I first got StarCraft, I didn't have an internet connection. So in order to play, I would use the dial-up modem and call my buddy and play that way. And I would dial into his game. Now, everybody that's under probably 45, 30 that doesn't understand the significance of that, back in the day when you made a long distance call, it was super expensive. Like, there were no data plans and things like that. They lumped everything under one umbrella cost.
Yep.
Like, you got charged by the minute, I believe. I think it was.
Yep, sure did.
So games would last for hours potentially, and you would play. So imagine playing all day long, and you've got that internet there, the dial-up connection the entire time. So when I got my phone bill, it was almost as much as what I made in a week.
Yikes!
Wow.
That is dedication to a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Because and I was like,
That
oh, and I was like, and I was even told like, and my buddy was even like, it's going to be expensive. Like, oh yeah, but it can't be that much. And I was like, it's only this much a minute and stuff.
Oh,
well, you were in like what, your 40s when that came out, so you were making pretty good money.
Yeah.
Man, that was a
Wow.
low blow.
Wow.
I couldn't help myself. Sorry, Steiny.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
but I totally understand what you're saying though, because but I can imagine how expensive that was for you.
Yeah, but like I couldn't wait. I wanted to play. It was also out at the same time as the first Diablo, so it did a lot of bouncing back and forth between those.
Yeah.
But but StarCraft is, I've played some other real-time strategy games, but there's just nothing like StarCraft. Like the story is really good. Like again, story will grab me a lot of times, even over like subpar gameplay and stuff.
Agreed.
Which this isn't the case. This the gameplay is stellar. Like there's a reason this was like a staple esports game for a long time, up until they came out with StarCraft 2, and I can't remember when that came out, but like late. Well, it was probably about almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my number 4.
I have a story about
Nice.
About StarCraft as well. I didn't own StarCraft, right? But I was in high school when StarCraft came out. So, we had in my high school, we had a computer class, and it was the easiest class in the world. Some of the kids in the class were just stupid, so it took them the whole time to get the assignment done. But me and my buddy, we'd have our assignment, right? And the thing was, get your assignment done, and then you can play on the computer. So we just boom, 5 minutes done. Assignment done. Hey, teach, come check this. Yep, you're good. All right, cool. We're good. We're good. Let's play StarCraft. So that's how we spent every single day in computer class was playing StarCraft.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yes.
I have a story too. I rented StarCraft for the N64, and they give you the expansion pack. That's what it's called. Grayson brought it up in chat, but I never returned it. I racked up. I went back to the rental place like, I don't know, like a while after that, like a year or so after that, and I was talking to one of the girls that worked there, and she looked at my account. It was like over $2,000.
Oh, jeez.
I just wouldn't go back again.
They went. I didn't rent anything from them after that anyway, and they went out of business because every rental went out of business just about. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
I don't have a story about StarCraft, so.
That's why it was a good selection, because
Yes.
everybody's got a StarCraft.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Excellent choice.
That played it. You didn't play it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you didn't start till late, and this was like StarCraft came out in like 97,
98, I think.
98, yeah, March 31st, 98.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
And then they re-released it again the remastered came out in 2017.
Yep.
So, but by then why would you have played that? If you were to play it, you probably would have played StarCraft 2. The only reason why you even would have wanted to bother with the first one is if you wanted to play the campaign and get the story, which at that point you're better off watching a YouTube video that put all the cutscenes
tells me what the
together.
Story is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just watch it like a movie.
Oh, well, that's the other thing. It had awesome. Okay, like the cutscenes for it were
I
fantastic.
think it should have been Schneider's number one.
Yeah, he's talking some.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What his number one is.
I know.
Louise.
Well, that's why I said earlier. I said some of these games could be technically higher than where they are.
True. Yeah.
When I rated them, but I needed to rate them, and there's kind of reasons how I rated them the way I did. So
Yep.
So they're not technically like Halo 3 might not necessarily be my fifth, and StarCraft might actually be higher on my list. But for what we're doing, that's kind of where they line up. So that's what it fits in.
Makes sense.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, I agree. It's, the cutscenes and I mean, StarCraft is just a classic game. It just is.
Oh yeah.
Let me
and
jump
that's why
back
I said
into.
it's the best RTS.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Let me jump back into chat. Chrono says any MMORPG released in the early 2000s. My two biggest MMOs online would be EverQuest, the original EverQuest. I played that way too much, and
Oh god.
Star Wars Galaxies. Before that one went to crap.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. And I actually got back into Star Wars Galaxies because there was a group online. I don't know if they're still going, but they were recreating the original Star Wars Galaxies.
They actually are still going. A buddy of mine that I work with plays it all the time.
Oh, does he? That's awesome.
Yep,
I used to be. I used to play that all the time. I played it back when it originally was going, and then when it rebooted, when the people online were rebooting it, I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. So I went out and bought a because I lost I didn't have my copy anymore. So I actually went out and I think I ordered one online, but I got the actual physical copy because that was one of the things in order to play it, you actually had to
you have to have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That way they could get around the copyright crap and all that kind of stuff. So
oh yeah.
they weren't it wasn't illegal copies of the game. So, but yeah,
right.
Those are the two MMOs that I really got into. Let's see. Chrono also says also Age of Empires and Age of Mythology. Oh yeah, the AOE games are classics. Yeah. Let's see. I think. And then Chrono says, "Do you guys remember the LAN parties?" Oh yes, yes
oh,
indeed.
God, yeah. Oh yeah.
LAN parties galore.
Do you remember internet cafes?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And they had and then there was the gaming cafes, and that used to be a thing for a minute, where you would go in and pay for
it was cheaper than paying for internet. So
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to my number 4 game of all time. This is another one that you probably maybe you've heard of it, maybe not. We'll see. But not my number 4 game of all time is Shadowrun on the Sega Genesis.
Oh.
Not the Super Nintendo version, the Genesis version. I prefer. There's a big debate out there of which one's better, the Genesis or the Super Nintendo version, because there's different versions for the different consoles. I personally prefer the Sega Genesis version. And this is another game. This is one that I, from my earlier gaming days, that I absolutely lost myself in. It was released in 1994, I think. So this was back in my early teenage years. And it was my first introduction to an action role-playing game. And I absolutely loved it. So when you start the game, you pick you have 3 different options of characters that you can pick. There's the samurai, there's the shaman, I think, and then there's the hacker. And I might be wrong with the actual name of the character types. But pretty much the samurai guy was physical strength and used weapons a lot. The shaman used magic, and then the hacker could actually jack in and basically surf the web, pretty much. But there were so many different components. Decker, that's what it is. All right, I just looked it up. It's a Decker. So yeah, you have this port on your head, and you actually jack in and use your deck to hack into different security, to different corporations and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and it's so cool. But yeah, so you jump in. When you originally jump in, your character, you're looking for your brother. Your brother took a job and it went bad. and it's pretty much you just trying to figure out what happened to your brother, and then unraveling this giant conspiracy. And it was my first real one of the first real introductions to an action role playing game, and I absolutely loved it. We played it. This was one that all of my family we just absolutely loved. I was always a decker. I mean, hacking into security systems and that kind of thing in the game was just awesome. I loved it. And it was so cool. And it was so different at the time. Because you'd go from, in the Matrix, you'd go from node to node and have to use, your various computer programs to just, it was awesome. It was awesome. So that is my number 4 best game of all time. Another one that you guys probably have never heard of.
Nope, never heard of it.
I've heard of it.
It sounds cool, but yeah.
Yeah, it was for the time. It was a pretty spectacular game.
Huh. Yeah, Shadowrun was from FASA. It was based off a tabletop RPG.
Yep.
But FASA also made like BattleTech and
another game that I absolutely love.
Yep.
Huh.
So yeah,
cool.
They make Shadowrun to this day. So there's other versions of it. I think there's a Steam version of it too, if you wanted to get it. But...
Yeah, it's awesome. I absolutely love it. And I prefer it to the SNES game, just because it's more.
The Genesis was just better.
Yeah, I think hands down it is. I mean, it's just more of a fleshed out game. And I love it. If you guys haven't played it, I recommend giving it. I mean, it's a 90s game, so the graphics are kind of crap, but the story is really cool. You can recruit people to your team, so you can have multiple characters that help you out, and just going to the different places. There's magic in the game. It's like set in a dystopian future, right? But there's like different races, and there's kick-ass weapons and magic systems, and the matrix that you run through, and there's like even monsters in the game, which is kind of cool. So there's like a little bit of everything crammed into this one game, and you can spend hours and hours and hours. And you start off basically with next to nothing, and you start off running like really easy, quick jobs for the starting guy. I forget his name. Mr. Johnson. They're the ones who give out the runs to everybody. But you basically take this package and go deliver it, and really simple stuff like that. You get to the point where you're actually invading or like infiltrating these mega corporations that have their own private security, and the private security has like machine guns, and they're like really nasty dudes. So it's really, really cool. It's really cool. Anyway, I will shut up.
That's cool. Sounds good.
All right, let's move back to this screen, and we are up to number 3, guys.
Woo!
So, Ninja, what is your number 3 top game of all time?
All right, you guys ready for this? So, it's not quite in the parameters that everyone else is sticking to, but I think it works. Okay, so Call of Duty, specifically the shipment map, starting with World War II. If that makes any sense. So, okay, the first Call of Duty I ever played was Ghost.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember any up until World War II. But World War II was the first time I ever experienced shipment as a map, and I fell in love with it. I had my best game ever. I went like 50-1, guys. Yeah. And I don't know if anybody knows anything about Call of Duty, but shipment is a very tiny map, and it's chaotic and delightful.
Yeah. It's not my favorite, but okay.
I don't even care. That's why it's on.
It's not your list, Captain.
Exactly.
So anyway, Call of Duty, generally speaking, there's only a few that I've really enjoyed. Like, we're currently playing the newest one, but guess what they have? 24/7 shipment. So I love it, and I was like, you know what, I have to add it to my list because it gives me like I don't know. It gives me a place to rage. It gives me like a safe space to rage. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So then I'm not like breaking things in the house or, you know, beating up random people on the street, potentially going to jail. Like, I love playing Call of Duty because I could just go in there and have like a complete stream of really nasty words that Shannon would. Oh boy. He'd probably call the FBI on me. And yeah, Schneidy and Captain have both been privy to it. And that's not even as bad as it's gotten before.
Ninja entering those COD lobbies, dropping them gamer words. I know. I know how it goes.
It's true. Listen, though, I never go into the voice chat. I never go in because I don't want to hear other people, because then it just makes me worse.
Yeah.
And then I start playing terribly because I'm too busy, like, yelling at other people and calling them nasty names.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what I do is I just go in and I play. And I'm so good at it. I really have to toot my own horn.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
really good at it. Like, I need the chaos. Like, I don't like bigger Call of Duty maps. I don't like sniper maps and all that crap. I'm not good at that. Like, if I can run and gun, somehow I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because I really don't have great reflexes, but I could do it. But anyway, so Call of Duty, I guess, well, just like, it encompasses...
Whatever Call of Duty has that map.
Yes, whatever Call of Duty has... Now, listen, I mean, if we're going to talk about Call of Duty, my most favorite Call of Duty is World War II.
Yeah.
And I'm very sad that nobody plays it on PC, because it was like $20, and I really wanted to play it.
Yeah.
But nobody's playing it, so it's like, there's no point. That's what makes me mad about Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
Is they make too many, and then people stop playing the ones I want them to play.
Yep.
But yeah, World War II legit was the best one.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't have that much history with it.
The only reason we bought the newest Call of Duty is because they said they weren't going to come out with one for 2 years.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden they are. Shouldn't have believed them.
Yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, that's why Call of Duty is on my list, because I need to rage sometimes.
Very important for everybody, I think. You need that. You need that catharsis, that outlet. I can't speak to Call of Duty. I don't think I've ever played a Call of Duty game in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm not a first-person shooter guy. It's never been. Halo was the only first-person shooter that I really could. You know, I guess Halo. I guess Borderlands might be considered. Yeah, that'd be a first-person shooter. That's more of a looter shooter.
Oh, did you shoot a man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been. It's just hasn't been my cup of tea. But I can see the appeal. I can understand why. I think I'm not a big fan of this first person shooters because I'm not good.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I recognize the fact that I'm not good.
I get it.
So I don't have fun being. It's not fun just being killed over and over again.
See, that's what Captain gets irritated with that, and I think Schneidy probably does. He just doesn't say it out loud as often. But I don't see. That's the thing. Like, even when I'm getting my butt kicked in shipment, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Yes, it does. I will get mad and I will rage quit and be like, all right, I'm done. This is stupid. I'm sick and tired of getting killed. But like in shipment, it's like everybody is that way. So it's like an even field, I guess. I think that's why I like it so much. Right. You know what I mean? Because we're all in this chaotic mess of like people throwing a million bombs.
Yeah.
You spawn in, you're dead. You spawn in front of somebody on the other team,
it
you're
gets
dead.
pretty rough.
But like everybody is experiencing it, so it's not like, you know, different maps where like one person just owns it and, you know, you can't get a word in edgewise, I guess.
Yeah.
Shipment, I'm okay with it because it's just a hodgepodge of crazy.
About the lobbies, Chrono.
And it gets my adrenaline going, you know? Well, you probably do, Chrono. I don't know. I don't play enough old games to kick anybody's butt at them, so. Yeah. I don't know. Call of Duty just, it gives me a feeling I can't explain.
Yeah.
And
nice.
And that's one of the great things about video games.
As much as they can make me mad, I still, like last night, I just hopped in by myself and played Shipment.
Yeah.
And I was screaming and yelling and having a great time.
Captain's like, she's playing COD again.
Well, he was sitting right next to me. He's like,
no.
Jesus. Yeah. Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have young kids anymore, so
No, they've heard it all pretty much. So.
They can scream and yell, you know.
Yeah.
No.
They get
Wake
it.
babies up. Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's move on to Captain. What are we at? Number 3? Yeah. Captain, your number 3 game of all time.
My number 3 game of all time is a great game as long as you don't pick Odd Job. It's GoldenEye 007 for the N64.
Oh, yes.
Do not pick Odd Job. No Odd Job and no Jaws. Damn it. But yeah, oh my God, that game was so great. Holy hell, I lost so much sleep playing that game when it first came out back in the day with me and like all my buddies. Holy moly, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just trying to like actually play the campaign and like beat all the times to get all the special like DK mode and all the other like crazy cheat modes unlocked. It was so much fun.
See, and that that's one thing about classic game, like games from back in the day that that is missing nowadays. There were unlocks. So you play, and then you'd have goals you'd have to hit in order to unlock something. I love that. I love that feature in games.
Yep, and you don't find too much of that anymore.
No.
Yeah, that one was just so much fun. And like all the multiplayer maps were great, and all the maps in the campaign were tons of fun. Like that was like one of the very first person shooters I've ever really played. Like played the heck out of.
Yeah, I would have to add that to my list of first person shooters that I played. GoldenEye, and then also Perfect Dark. We used to play the crap out of that.
Oh my God,
that was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, that was awesome.
I feel like we had 007 GoldenEye
You
in
did.
my house.
You did. Yeah, your brother and I have talked about it before.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But that's it. I never played it.
You probably haven't played it.
You didn't play it, but I know we had it.
Yeah, I spent so many hours playing that game. My God.
Contribute to this conversation.
We'd go to my buddy's house on a Friday night and we'd stay like all weekend and we just literally play that game like pretty much straight. we barely slept, just play that game. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
Great. Yep.
Great choice. Excellent choice. Again, like I said, there's so many good games from the past. That's why I had a lot of trouble picking the ones, because a lot of the ones you guys are bringing up, I played the crap out of them. You know, played for so many hours, but I was like, yeah, no, I gotta stick with my list because you're making me rethink things. I love it. All right,
I almost changed out GTA 5 because I was like, well, dang it. We already talked about it. And I was like, no, I'm going to stick to it.
Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns.
Stick to my guns.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
All right. We are halfway through, right? Is my math right? We're halfway through.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Sure.
So I think this is a good time to take a quick fiver. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I am going to throw on the commercials so you guys don't just stare at a blank screen for 5 minutes. Give you guys something to watch while we get up and refill our beverages, use the restroom, grab a snack, whatever you all feel like doing. So hang tight, and we will be back in just a few. See you in a bit.
Hey there, folks. My name is Buzz, owner of Buzz's Bar. Proud purveyor of our world-famous Grandpa's line of fine spirits and adult beverages. My grandpa always used to say, booze makes you better at everything. So he whipped up a special batch of moonshine, Grandpa's Learning Elixir. Are you looking to master a high-powered, fully automatic firearm? Well, toss back some Grandpa's Learning Elixir and lock and load. Looking to increase your proficiency with some complex motorized tools? Well, don't forget the Grandpa's Learning Elixir. Down that moonshine and get to work. So come on down to Buzz's Bar and grab some Grandpa's Learning Elixir. It makes you better at everything.
Please drink responsibly.
Hey there, folks. My name is Nancy Sylvia Anderson, and I'm the new owner of Poppin' Pills. Our beloved founder Jared, who chased a squirrel into the forest and was never seen again, always believed that it was our duty to offer only the best in pharmaceuticals to our customers. And what better way to ensure that quality than by partnering with our supplier, Higashi Pharmaceuticals? I mean, if you can't trust an international mega corporation, then who can you trust? Higashi maintains the highest standards of animal testing performed in the most ethical and humane conditions. They use the latest methods and technology to research and develop life-saving and beneficial pharmaceuticals, like our brand new anabolic steroids, guaranteed to make you jump higher, run faster, and perform extraordinary feats of strength with absolutely no long-term effects whatsoever. So in the words of our beloved founder, come on down to Poppin' Pills and do some drugs.
Hey there, boys. My name is Candy, owner of Big Buns. It's totally a bakery. People just can't resist getting their hands on my Big Buns. The girls and I just love churning the butter, kneading the dough, and whipping up the tastiest of treats that you cannot resist putting in your mouth. We use only the ripest peaches, melons, and mangoes, and our milk cans are refreshed daily. I'm so proud to announce our latest creation, Jigglypuffs. They are just so delicious, and boy, do they jiggle. So come on down to Big Buns and get your hands on some now. We also offer private baking lessons. The girls can take you one-on-one or entire groups at a time. They have what it takes to satisfy your every baking need. So don't get all hot and bothered. We prefer hot and buttered. Ron, sweetie, I think the camera's pointed a little low.
I'm sorry.
So come on down and get your hands on my Big Buns. Big Buns, it's totally a bakery.
We live in a savage world. And I, Dirk Savage, know that better than most. So I opened Savage Country to help prepare you folks for this savage world. You wanna talk savage? I've seen some stuff and some things. Stuff that would drive most men insane. Things that would make you want to curl up and die. Don't believe me? I once tried to grab the last $20 Blu-ray player from Mo Powers on Black Friday. I once made an innocuous post on Twitter. One night, I had a little too much moonshine at Buzz's bar and woke up next to Arlene.
Hey, Dirk.
No amount of forgetting elixir will erase that. Oh, God. So please, folks, I beg of you, learn from my mistakes. Shop at Savage Country and prepare for evil. I'm a man, and one thing every manly man knows, bigger is better. Bigger vehicles, bigger guns, bigger tools, and of course, bigger workstations.
Well, I'm proud to announce the latest offering from that house of manly men working stiff tools, the Alpha 21 Forge. Just look at that beauty. It just screams, I'm a man. Why? Because it's bigger, and bigger is better. Twice as big as the current Wimpy Forge. So don't be a pussy. Order yours today. Oh, cool. So, does the new Alpha 21 Forge have more functionality? Who cares? It's bigger, and that means better. Okay. Is the Alpha 21 Forge more efficient? Don't matter. It's bigger. Does the Alpha 21 Forge offer anything new at all? Bigger. But shut up, pussy. The brand new Alpha 21 Forge from Working Stiff Tools. Because bigger is better. Coming your way soon. When, you may ask? Well, that's for us to know and for you to piss off. So shut your mouth and give us your money. Be a man. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for hanging in there with us. We are going to keep this party going. Real quick, let me jump into chat and say, LB Hurley, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining. And Mr. Krabs, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining the stream. We are moving on. Schneider, are you there? I didn't hear you.
I am here.
Okay, excellent. Because Schneidi is about to hit us with his number 3 favorite game of all time. So, Mr. Schneidi, take it away. What is your number 3?
Okay, my number 3 is the best, and it's my most favorite of this franchise. It's Fallout New Vegas. I love the Fallout series. And New Vegas.
So you're saying you like 76 then? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so here's the thing with 76. That was a complete dumpster fire when it came out, and I knew it was going to be a dumpster fire, and I had no interest in getting it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. There's no such thing as Fallout 76.
Right.
It doesn't exist.
When they said it was not going to have NPCs and stuff in it, I was like, this thing is DOA. There's no way, like, it's going to be garbage. Now, fast forward, I don't know. I got an offer to play it for free or super cheap or something like that, so I was like, I'll give it a try. And I gave it a try, and it wasn't terrible. And the reason why it was because they added NPCs in, so you could.
So this wasn't initially. NPCs. This was later.
This was way after.
Gotcha.
So they have made they have made improvements on it and made it better than when it released. However, it is super monetized. It is heavily monetized. Oh, so they have a lot of that. They have a season pass. They have a subscription as well. Yeah, that gives you benefits.
Ew.
And it's just there's a lot of things. It's just like, you know.
I have a request. Can we stop talking about the game that doesn't exist? It's making me angry.
Okay. Back to the New Vegas. Okay.
There you go.
Now, I love when I first played Fallout, the first Fallout, I was like, this is incredible. The amount of freedom that you had in it, and the weapons and all the mods and armor and all kinds of cool things you could do with it was great. And so the isometric view was great for those first 3-ish, I guess, called tactics. So when they went to 3, that was a big jump. And everybody was kind of nervous about that. It was a good transition, and it still worked. And the main reason why was because of the VATS system that they had. And that worked really well. Because it's a first-person shooter. But you don't have to be good. Because you use VATS, and then you can pick where on the body you want to hit. Oh, that's 95% headshot? Check. Gonna do that. Boom. Shoot him right in the head. Slow motion shot. blows her head off. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, oh, I lost my train of thought.
That's all good. I am totally with you. Fallout, the Fallout 3. You're right. There was a lot of nervousness from Fallout fans because I'm a huge Fallout fan. I still to this day I have the physical copies of the Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. Still have the discs. Absolutely love them. So when Fallout 3 was announced, and it wasn't no longer an Interplay game, it was going over to Bethesda.
Yes,
there was a lot of nerves. Yes, there was a lot of nerves. But
yeah.
I loved it because when I heard one of the things that was made people nervous is it was basically a first-person shooter RPG style game, and people were like, boy, I don't know
if that'll fit.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna fly. And me not being a big fan of first-person shooters because I suck, I was like, but you're right. The addition of the VATS system is what made that workable. The VATS system was awesome.
Because it's still hard to aim in that. Like, even if you're really good, the aiming system isn't spectacular in that.
Yeah, I don't think even Fallout fans would agree that the gunplay is not top tier gunplay.
Now, Fallout is widely regarded as the best of the Fallout series. Now, you mentioned Interplay. Interplay did the first 2 Fallout games, and Bethesda's done all the other ones, with the exception of Fallout New Vegas, which they farmed out because it was technically Fallout New Vegas was technically going to be like DLC for Fallout 3, but there was enough that they were like, we could just do a full game with this, and then they gave it to Obsidian, and then Obsidian came out with the game. Now, there is a misconception with this, and there's a story that Bethesda shafted Obsidian. Now, how the story goes is that Obsidian didn't get paid for doing the job for Bethesda. So there's some people that have this perception of Bethesda shafting Obsidian. And what that stemmed from was Bethesda had a bonus built into their contract that if Fallout New Vegas hit an 85 Metacritic score, they would get this bonus. Well, they didn't hit it. They hit 84.
Yep.
So they didn't get it. But there was no animosity. And they were paid for what they were supposed to get. And on top of that, Bethesda didn't even have to offer this in their original contract. This is just something that they added on to. So, like, there's a lot of people that are perpetuating this story that Bethesda, really, are terrible because of that. Now, they're terrible for other reasons, but not because of that. So,
agreed.
Decided I'd throw that in there too, in case anybody didn't know. Oh, but the other thing about Fallout New Vegas and all the Fallout games is it's super open-ended and the open world, so you pretty much can do whatever you want. You can be good, you can be bad, you can be good and bad, you can play middle. Although it does, no matter what you do, like with this one, there was 4 different endings. So depending on how you played, it channels you to 4 different endings.
4 different main endings.
Yes, 4 different main endings, yes. So
there were many endings, depending on, because there were so many different factions and stuff. So you could change things up quite a bit.
Right. But basically the story, and the thing with the Fallout series is it's not like Halo where there's a main protagonist that you follow throughout the entire franchise. Fallout is like, they're going to follow this person and their story, and it's just set in this post-apocalyptic world, and that's it, really. But the thing of it is the really the environment and the world is kind of the main character, really, more than anything.
Yep.
And then they have some Easter egg, like depending on, like, some Fallouts take place before other ones, some take place after, and so there's some Easter eggs in some and others, like, oh, you hear a name, or oh, you hear about a place that you know from another one, that kind of thing. So originally, most of the Fallout games start out your vault dweller that comes out of the vault after living in it after a nuclear apocalypse, for hundreds of years or whatever, and then you go out into the desert trying to get supplies for your vault. Fallout New Vegas is a little different. You play a courier that was supposed to be doing just a courier job, and you get mixed up with this whole mafia thing out of Las Vegas that's intertwined with Legion, this guy that thinks he's basically Caesar, calls himself Caesar, and he has a legion that's fighting the new California Republic. And so, like, when Savin was talking about factions, there's like two main factions there, but there's other factions, littler ones too. So
yep,
it's got a rich history and lore, and I really dig that. And yep, that's my number 3.
My goodness. That's a story.
I didn't comment too much on that, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but I may have pulled up a graphic for that because that might be on somebody else's list, and I don't want to get too much of my thoughts until we get to that person who's not me at all.
No, nope, definitely not you.
So
nope.
Awesome. Well, Schneidi, that is a sick pick, my friend. I will agree wholeheartly, and you'll see that here in just a second.
Yeah, I'm sure yours is a little more in depth than mine, so
that's all good. It's all good. Yeah, well, I'll explain my reasoning once we get there, but it's coming soon. Okay, let's move on to my number 3. And this is a game that I guarantee everybody has heard of and played No, it's not. It's another one that nobody's ever heard of.
Oh, jeez. I was getting excited for a second, like, oh, man, I'm going to know one.
Okay, I will say that number 1 and number 2 on my list, everybody's played and everybody's heard of. So this is the last obscure, out of nowhere pick on my list. So this is the last one, I promise, guys. I promise. So number 3 on my list is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Birthright: The Gorgon's Alliance. It is a strategy game released in 1997, where you play. It's similar to the Bandit Kings of Ancient China format. It's a real-time strategy, but there's a little twist in there, in that it also there's like different modes. So it has not only the real-time, their turn-based strategy, section where you are the monarch of a country or a kingdom. And you are trying to expand your realm and be declared the emperor. And you're also at the same time working to stop the Gorgon, who is like the big bad of the game. So you do so through diplomacy, through military might, all that kind of stuff. So your standard turn-based game out there. However, it has a twist in that it also has it also allows you to go on adventures. So you can create yourself a party of up to 4 characters, so you can recruit heroes that work for you, and they can do realm actions and that kind of thing. But you can spend one of your portions of your turn actually going on adventures, and it is literally. I think they use the Doom 2 engine, so it's a 2D, 3D world that you navigate with your party of different characters, and it's straight up D&D. So there's different different classes and all that kind of stuff, and you actually have to go in, and it gives you a story of what you're doing, what this adventure is. You go and you basically are looking for the ultimate goal is to reach the end and find a magical relic. that actually gives you bonuses and boosts in your realm. So I played the crap out of this, and what's great about this game was I played a lot of Sierra games back in the day, but what's great about this game, the thing that I love the most, is that there are so many different countries that you can start off as. So you have your prime. There's 2 different characters for each country that you can pick. One is your monarch, or the actual ruler, and then the other one is like your lieutenant. But you can pick either one to be your monarch and the other one to be your lieutenant. So much replayability. It was insane. And on top of that, they released there are downloadable characters. So not every country was playable on launch, but as the game progressed down the road, they released more stuff that you could download. So there were countries and new characters that you could play, which added even more replayability. So I just spent hours upon hours in this world, trying so many different characters, so many different strategies, so many different ways to beat it. I know nobody's ever heard of it, but I absolutely love it.
I have not heard of it, ever.
Definitely heard of Dungeons and Dragons, but not that.
Yep, heard of it.
Wait, so what was it on? Like
this PC.
Was it on PC? Oh, okay. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know if it was like a console thing somehow or not.
And if you look at that picture, you notice there are 2 companies on that picture, and they are both defunct now.
Yep. Indeed.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Sierra released a lot of really good games back in the day, but yeah, they went belly up.
Yep. Same with, like you said, Interplay.
Yep.
TSR that had the Dungeons and Dragons license. Now it's owned by WotC.
Yep.
I know none of that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the nitty-gritty, the top 2. So we're moving back to Ninja. Ninja, why don't you...
Me.
Hit us with your number 2 game of all time.
All right, people are probably really going to be confused by this, but it's Power Wash Simulator.
I knew it.
No joke. And I'm playing it on the Xbox Game Pass on my PC.
Yep.
Listen, okay, so like honestly, my dream job would be to like clean out hoarder houses, just without the hoarders there. Like, I would like it to, because I just want to go in and clean your house out. Like, I want to throw all your stuff in a dumpster and, just enjoy the fact that there's no more stuff in your house. But they don't have that kind of game. Now, I'm going to say I played Train Station Renovation that I got from a friend of ours from his stream because he was giving away free games one time. And I won, and I was like, Train Station Renovation. I was like, all right, I'll take that one. I played the crap out of that game because you go around and you clean train stations and trains, and you get to like bag stuff up and throw it in dumpsters, and that was fantastic. But I beat it, and then I was like, ah. And then I played Lawn Mowing Simulator, and that was fun for a little bit, just because like it's kind of relaxing to make like perfect lines, or to try to make perfect lines, and then to like build up your business, and you hire people and they really suck. And then you have to fire them and hire new people. And then you buy, like, better mowers, but they're not actually that great. So then you try to sell that mower and you don't get the same money back. It's a whole thing. So then I found Power Wash Simulator. This game, like, honestly, I'm replaying it because I've already beat it. And I did all the special ones, except for SpongeBob, because I refused to do that. Okay, so the reason I love these games, like, I know most people are like, why would you want to do something that, like, you have to do in real life? I mean, I don't technically have to power wash in real life, but I love seeing, like, dirty, disgusting things become super clean. And so I can legit play that game for hours on end. Just, I mean, he's been privy to it.
Yep.
Like, I will sit here all day and just clean houses. I'll clean playground equipment. I'll clean amusement parks. I absolutely love it. I don't know why. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of thought involved. I have like the best pressure washer.
It's satisfying watching all the dirt go away.
Yeah, it is oddly satisfying.
It is so
Absolutely.
satisfying.
I'll give you that.
honestly, if they had a rug cleaning simulator game, that would be the tits.
Oh yeah.
And that's not Shannon. Seriously though, because we've legit sat on YouTube and watched people clean disgusting rugs.
Yeah.
And
it's insane.
Honestly, like it gives me the chills. I'm like, oh my god, I want to do that for a job. Like, I just need to clean things, but I don't want to clean people's houses like all the time. Like, I want to go in and like clean like really disgusting places, and just be done with it.
Sounds like fun.
But I think there's travel involved, so that's not gonna work out.
Right.
But anyway, Power Wash Simulator is my number 2.
So I think I have been my crown has been taken off and now given to Ninja for the most obscure video game pick. In the list, yeah, I'm giving it to Ninja.
I'm surprised it's number 2.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Oh, just
but
wait till you hear my number.
Wait till you hear the number 1.
I will agree.
Even you're gonna be like, "Whoa!"
I will agree that it is an odd that those types of games are oddly satisfying. Me personally, I don't think
satisfying.
I don't think I could spend hours doing it, but every once in a while, it would
Farm
be
Simulator. Oh, that was so much fun.
See, we tried Farming Simulator and we were like, "No, thank you."
I didn't even know how to buy a cow. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, we didn't know. We were like, "How do we buy a farm? How do we start this?" We didn't even know how to start the game.
Nope.
We didn't even know how to start. We gave up.
Yep.
No,
You'll have to show us the ring tonight.
If Power Wash, like I paid $10.59 a month
to play Power Wash Simulator.
It's a bit of an addiction, I think. I'm not gonna lie. Now, granted,
awesome.
Hey, I played.
The Game Pass is
fun, Medieval Dynasty on there,
Yep.
and I also played Lawn Mowing Simulator,
Sniper Elite 5.
Sniper Elite 5, Halo Infinite.
Yep. We get our money's worth out of it.
My money's worth. Listen, I love that game. I hope they come out with more extra stuff, because I'm already re-cleaning things, but I have a better pressure washer, so now I can do it like super fast, and it's even better.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I really love it. I'm like nerding out over this. I gotta go.
See, this is awesome. This is why I wanted to do this, because this was. I mean, I told you guys our lists were going to be completely different, and that's the thing I love about gaming. Is there's something out there for everybody, and we're all different, and we all love our what we play, and we play it for our own specific reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that is awesome. So more power to you, Ninja. That's awesome. All right, let's move on to Captain, your number 2 game of all time.
My number 2 game is going on all the way back to 1994. It's a game on the Sega Genesis called Skitchin'. I don't know if anybody's ever really heard of it, but it's it's a rollerblading game, but it's made by EA. EA made the Road Rash games. You ever play those? Like where you're on the motorcycle and you're like battling down the road to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Well, this is the same thing, but it's rollerblading. Like you have to you grab a hold of the back of people's cars and you have to skitch along. Like you hold on to the car and you have to you can slingshot yourself and to get into the lead, and you race against other opponents. And there's you go to 20 different spots around the U.S. and Canada. And it's really cool. It's it just hit the right time for me, because I wanted to get it for my birthday in 1994, and then I found out it didn't come out until March, and my birthday's in February, so I'm like, so I had to wait for that. But then the Offspring album Smash came out, so I bought the game and that at the same time, and I played. The soundtrack to the game is amazing. It's absolutely amazing, just alone. But after I got bored of the soundtrack, I actually just played the Offspring album while I was playing that game, and they went perfectly together. So it's I don't know, just it all hit right for me. That game's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
You can
as you go along, you can upgrade your equipment and everything like that, and you get different weapons, and you can do tricks off of jumps, and you actually jump over cars and a bunch of stuff. You can get arrested by the cops, and it's just everything. It's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. I definitely urge anybody that's interested, go check out the soundtrack on YouTube, because the soundtrack is insane. It's all grunge. There's I don't know, there's probably 16 to 20 tracks, and it's all like grunge stuff. It sounds really good. Like I was really impressed by it.
That's awesome.
You just have to check it out.
Awesome pick. I've honestly never heard of it. But it sounds. I know the style of game that you're talking about, and I know because that was big back in the day. That style of game, but then also merging in the awesome music soundtrack behind it. So yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah, it was a good time for sure.
All right, Schneidi, you ready for your number 2?
Oh,
yes.
He's getting ready.
He's getting ready. All right, Schneidi, hit us with your number 2 favorite game of all time.
Okay, so my number 2. This is another one that I had to go during a snowstorm up a hill.
Up a hill with those shoes on? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both ways.
Right.
At midnight.
That's my favorite way to travel, actually.
And I got this, and then I didn't take the day off, but I played it until I had to go to work in the morning. But it's one of the best RPGs I've ever played, and it's the best one in its franchise. And I don't think I've ever played one as good as it since. And that's Diablo 2.
Okay.
Diablo
right.
2.
Right. Yeah.
Not bad.
So basically, there's these 3 prime evils, and they're like basically devils. And in the first one, you fight in Diablo, the original one, you fight Mephisto, or no, you fight Diablo. And then the second one, you're fighting Mephisto.
Can you spell that for me, Shady? Oh, okay.
And Diablo and another one. Anyways, the character progression is really cool. The looting aspect in it was fantastic. Never had that satisfaction being able to loot like that. It was multiplayer, and I didn't have to. I had internet at that time, so I didn't have to dial into someone's game. This was another game from Blizzard, and this was in its heyday, so this was one of its best. It is widely regarded as one of the best Diablo games as well. So a little story with this. Back in Diablo, people used to clear out the levels, and you only had so much inventory space. So what you would do is you would like clear out the level, and then you would teleport or head back to the main town. And what you would do is you would throw all your loot on the ground, and then you would go back, and then you would get more stuff. And a lot of times you would just leave that there, and then you would pick up any of the good loot that you didn't want to sell, that you wanted to keep when you logged offline. That kind of carried over into Diablo 2 for a minute. And something I used to do in Diablo that I brought over to Diablo 2 is people would make public games. And so you would hop into their game, and while they were down in their levels, clearing out levels, all this loot was sitting up top, and I would liberate it for them.
You would liberate it?
Oh, yeah.
Schneidi, how dare you?
So I would take their stuff, and then I would leave.
That's awful.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was
Shannon, you should yell at him for that.
I was debating telling the story.
Schneidi was a griefer.
Yep.
That I got someone didn't catch me, and there was no voice back then really. But there was the text chat, and they wrote something in chat, and I wish I could say it on the stream, but I can't. But it was classic, and my friends, it's a running joke because you can say it, and everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say it. But it was a perfect as I was leaving the game, I saw it, and it was just like, oh, that was just perfect. What they called me. So, anyways,
I want to know what it is now.
I'll tell you
Shannon,
later.
okay,
Yeah,
I'll share later.
We'll
Okay,
save
you
it
have to
for
tell me
off
later.
streams.
So, anyways, we carried this over into Diablo 2. You did it. People did it for a while, and then I would do the same thing, and I would steal their stuff and then head out. What became of this is because of unscrupulous individuals, as people began to start muling, which meant what they would do is they would make another character, and then these games would be like kind of persistent, so you could log off with your one character, and then they would stay around for like a few minutes, and then you could log in with another character that you had made, and then you could go and pick up all your stuff.
You shyster! Oh my god!
No. Like, see, if I was clearing it out, and then I threw the stuff on the ground, and then I'd come in with my other character that I created, pick up all the stuff to prevent other unscrupulous people from stealing my stuff. So that's what people started doing that a lot, because you only had so much inventory room. So so people started to get you get the term muling.
Yeah.
That's kind of where it kind of came from, was Diablo 2. It was so yeah, I used to do that. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
One of the it was really cool. Another aspect of it is it had crafting in it. And I think it was one of the first games I ever played that had a crafting element in it. And you could get jewels and runes and put it in a box and throw a sword in there, and it would craft something and make it a better sword, or that kind of thing. Like the runes, a big thing with the runes is you can make rune words and make more powerful weapons with them, and put them into socketed weapons. And at the time it was, I don't recall anything else like that being out at the time. After a while, like after you've played it, they have 4 different levels for you to play it on and beat it on. And once you do that a few times, start to lose interest, I guess. But we played that quite a bit, and we used to be able to clear out levels like as fast as you could run through levels, we would clear them out. So it was a fantastic game, and it had a pretty good lore. I didn't pay much attention to the lore on that. Usually I'm about story and stuff. That one was more about what kind of loot can I get?
Yep.
That's what I steal it from.
That's what my brother used to say all the time. I never got into the Diablo series, but I have my brother was all about Diablo, and he would go on and on and on about it. And that's what he would say a lot. Awesome. All right. Well, let me move on to my number 2. And it's a game that has not been mentioned on anybody's list yet at all. But it's something I guarantee that everybody has played and everybody knows. And it has not been mentioned tonight at all. I'm going to be the first one to add this game to his list tonight. And that, of course, is Fallout New Vegas. Awesome game.
Wow, how original. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Awesome game, right? Like, nobody mentioned it at all tonight.
Oh, not at all.
No one's mentioned it before now. I mean, blown away is what I am.
Yeah, I know. It's surprising, shocking. So, Fallout is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Absolutely love it. I love the original games. I love the original PC games, the interplay, the isometric top-down style games. Love it. I love Fallout 3. I love Fallout New Vegas. I love Fallout 4. There's no such thing as Fallout 76. So I love the Fallout franchise. Absolutely love it. But I had to narrow it down because I didn't want my list to be, just like 3 games from 2 different franchises, or 2 different franchises, 3 games from each. That didn't. No, I just was like, all right. My rule is I'm going to pick 1 game from the franchises that I love. So I had to narrow it down. If I had to pick, what is my favorite Fallout game of all time? I had to go with Fallout New Vegas. Hands down, I think it's close. Like the original two, I absolutely love them. They are awesome games. They were very very cool for their time. You know, the storylines were great. The characters were awesome. There were things I loved about them, things I hated about them, but overall, they were just epic games. Fallout 3 was, completely different. It maintained the Fallout feel, world-wise, but it turned it into, that first-person shooter. And because they added the VAT system, I was actually really good at it. But if I have to pick my favorite Fallout game of all time, I have to go with Fallout New Vegas for several reasons. Number one, the storylines. I love how the storylines crisscross. Your actions actually have consequences. Things change in the world. Some quests open up. Some quests get closed off depending on your choices. There are multiple factions that you can side with. And there's multiple mini factions within the world that you actually have a huge impact on their society. So like the Great Khans, for instance, and the Boomers, and there's so many different factions within Fallout New Vegas that your choices will give you different endings for those factions, as well as the main factions that you can go with, which I absolutely loved. This is one game where the midnight release, me and my buddy, we had pre-ordered Fallout New Vegas. I still to this day have my original box set, the original deluxe edition that came with it had like a poker chip, and it had a book in it, and a deck of cards, and I mean it was wow. I still have that to this day.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
It's awesome. So if I have to pick one, I love all of the Fallout Vegas or Fallout games that actually exist, because 76 doesn't exist. I love all of those. I even like Fallout Shelter. I have Fallout Shelter on my tablet, and I used to play that a bit. But yeah, even that was okay for what it was. But the Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel, maybe not so much. Tactics, maybe not so much. But the main games in the series: Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. Absolutely love each and every one of them. They're all different, but the great thing I love about the Fallout franchise is the lore, the world, the characters, and the stories, the quest lines, and the branching quest lines, and your choices actually matter. And it's a gigantic open world that you can just lose yourself in. So, number 2 on my list, and this came out in 2010, so I'm kind of breaking from my chronological order of my list, but there's a reason for that. So, the first time mentioned tonight, Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, wow.
Number 2 on my list.
Man, I'm so
That is
glad
awesome.
it finally got mentioned by somebody.
I know. I was hoping somebody would mention it.
Being real. God.
Also, the really good thing about
Waiting all night.
also the good thing about the Fallout franchise is the amount of voice acting that they have in it.
Yes, agreed. even the old ones.
Yep.
The old ones had awesome voice acting, which is and actual character models that moved and talked. I mean, they in today's standards they kind of are kind of wonky. But back then it was like, oh, this character is actually having a conversation, and they're actually moving their mouth and they're interacting, and it was really, really cool. Yeah. Agreed. Great point, Schneider. Great point.
Which Fallout game is the one with the bad guy from Breaking Bad? The chicken guy.
What? Wrong game.
That's not Fallout?
No.
That's Far Cry.
That's Far Cry.
Far Cry.
Yeah, Far Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Far Cry 6.
I don't play either of them. How am I supposed to? I just know I see it on.
Or Far Cry 5.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's.
Oh, God.
No, Far Cry
That's
6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Far Cry
6.
6.
Yeah, it's 6.
How come nobody picked any Far Cry movies or
Games.
movies?
They're
Games.
not that wonderful. They're okay.
They're okay.
I was just wondering.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
alright. Like 5 of them.
I've
They're really picking one out of
I
that.
don't know anything about them. I just knew Chicken Guy from Breaking Bad was in
Far
it.
Cry 5 was good. It's just too much rinse and repeat, but it was still a pretty good game.
Yep.
Didn't we watch Jacksepticeye play?
That was 6. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one with Chicken Guy.
Yep.
What
Chicken
the
Guy.
hell is his
Chicken
name?
Guy.
I can never remember.
On Breaking
Gus
Bad.
Fring.
Yeah.
Gus.
Yeah, Gus Fring.
It's Frayne. That's
Yeah.
it. Jeez.
Yeah.
I was like, Hector. Nope, not
Nope,
Hector.
not Hector.
And then I was like, Don Corleone. Nope, wrong movie.
Wow, wrong universe.
Thing. Over.
Wrong medium.
My brain works, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Wrong in general.
Oh, that's
Louise.
awesome. All right, it is time to go through our number one favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, Schneidi, this is when you need to use your
Drum
dang
roll.
soundboard.
Yeah, drum roll.
Yeah, the.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it'll work. Hold on a second.
No. Jesus. Why did I bring it up?
All right,
Nope.
Ninja,
Nope. Nope.
kick
got
us
for number 1.
kick us off.
All right.
What is your number one favorite game of all time?
All right. My number one game takes us way back to when Ninja was just a wee gal. I was a little gal. Tetris. For the
yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tetris. Listen, I could have been a Tetris star if my parents actually gave a crap about video games and or seeing their children succeed. I'm just kidding. My father was the best. My mother never let him talk, so you know, any wisdom, you know, you had to catch that when you were older. So, no, Tetris is my number one of all time.
Great game.
I can still pick that up to this day, and I'm still pretty decent at it.
Yeah.
I'll have you know I have the high score in this household.
Oh yeah.
Even against children who just should have been better at it, just generally speaking. Yeah, but yeah, I'm a big nerd for Tetris.
Has anybody watched the
Big nerd
Tetris,
for Tetris.
the
Oh, yeah.
recent
Yep.
Tetris
Yeah.
movie?
Yep.
I heard it's
the
really
movie.
good.
No,
Wait,
I haven't
the
watched the
movie?
movie. I watched
No,
the trailer for
wait,
it. I thought you were talking about the competitions.
Yeah.
You watch that like all the time.
No,
Yeah.
they made an
Yeah,
actual
actually-
documentary about Tetris recently, and I heard
Didn't we
it's
just watch that?
fantastic.
We didn't watch it. I watched a trailer for it. You might be talking about that.
Well, maybe
Or-
that is what it is.
Yeah.
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 I swear we watched something else though. Remember where they went around and they talked to like
I don't know. I watched
Tetris
so many
people
videos.
that like went, they were in like competitions throughout their life, and they had like a big competition, and they were like going around talking to all of them, and like they were all talking to each other, and I was like, dang, that could have
I've
been
seen
me.
so many.
Could have
Yeah.
been me.
I don't know.
But anyway, no, Tetris. Yeah, that's like my starting point.
Yeah.
I like to say
Excellent.
it gives me good feels.
Yeah, it's good.
Plus,
And
it has a
I
song
find
that
it challenge-
everybody knows and it always gets stuck
Yeah.
in your head.
Oh my god! And I never turn the music off.
Shapes
Like
made
I
of
have to hear
four-colored
it.
blocks, like a T
Yeah.
or a box fall down like falling bricks.
You got
can
it.
place them in rows, but everybody knows this game is made for chicks. Sorry. there was a guy online who made like parody songs for all of the old school Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's funny.
But no,
So there you go.
it
Did I
is-
surprise anybody with that one? I
Not
mean,
me, but
not you, but no, you would. You should know.
That makes sense.
Listen, it was a toss up between Tetris and Oregon Trail. Not gonna
Oh
lie.
wow.
Oh,
yeah.
total.
Yep.
Another classic.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
you got me the Oregon Trail like handheld,
Yeah.
but
It
2
looks
years
like a
ago for
it
my
looks like a
birthday.
Commodore 64. It's like a little handheld.
We just ran out of batteries though, so
Yeah.
then I forget I have it. I just put it away. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, no, Oregon Trail was like right up there. But then I
That's
thought,
fine.
I did play Tetris more than I played
The
Oregon Trail. So
Yep. All
and
right.
I have to figure out how to make video games because we have an idea. Yes, Tetris and power washing. LB Hurley.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Captain number 1 on Captain's
Number 1.
list.
Yeah, this is the reason I got the original Xbox. We that was a pain in the ass. We couldn't find one. Like, it was like 2003 or 2004. We couldn't find an original Xbox anywhere. And then we finally found one in a mall, and it said the last Xbox in the city. We're like, what the heck? And they made us buy the console, another controller, and like I had to buy a game that was over $50. I'm like, what the heck? So like I want to spend like $400 on this dang thing.
True story.
So, but Fable, the original Fable. That game's so
Nice.
much fun. It's so much fun. My God, there's so many ways to play it. Now it is a little streamlined with it's not super open world. I don't know how many people are familiar with it, but like it's, you have tons of choices, and it really kind of just same ending no matter what you choose. But
oh really? I thought your choices like impacted.
They do, but then it really just kind of just tailors to the same ending for the most part. For the most part. But I mean, that's just amazing. The different ways to play, like building your characters. Like, oh my God, like you can just build. I think I played through every way you possibly could with like just not even like lifting a finger and only using magic to like becoming this crazy berserk like guy and like evil. When you play evil, your like eyes turn red and you grow horns. And when you're like good, you get like a little halo around your head and you're like moths fly around you. It's a lot of fun. That game is pretty good actually.
Excellent choice.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually I didn't own it, but my buddy owned it, and I borrowed it from him, and we took it to my house and played the crap out of it. So great choice.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's pretty cool. You can buy houses and stuff, and like it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Excellent choice. All right. Let's move on to Schneidi. Your number 1, sir. Number 1 favorite game of all time.
Okay, so my number 1 is Ark Survival Evolved.
Oh my!
Oh my!
Really?
Oh, we have an Ark fan.
It is the greatest, and it is also the worst game I've ever played in my entire life.
All right, I will agree with you on that.
I have on the Steam games that keeps track now, this is kind of like it's one of the games I spent the most time in. That's kind of hard to quantify some of the other ones because I don't have any way of keeping track of what I played in Diablo 2 or StarCraft or anything back in the day. But of what I have records for now, I've put in over 4,000 hours in it.
Wow.
So it's one of my most played games that I have on Steam by a long shot.
Interesting.
It's a game like nothing I've ever played. I've never played anything like it before, and I haven't played anything since. People might be like, well, it's just a survival crafting game. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but it's got dinosaurs.
It's got dinosaurs.
It does have dinosaurs.
It's got dinosaurs in it.
I do like that.
We never got to the super part.
No, I do like that. But...
It's got dinosaurs that you can tame, and then you can ride around, and then you can fight other people with dinosaurs, or you can fight other dinosaurs, or you can and then you can craft guns, and then you can fight dinosaurs with guns. And and then you can build stuff, and you can build some cool stuff. Now, here's where you start getting into the worst of it. Like the building system is something to be desired. It's not the greatest, so it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you're building things.
Not a fan.
No.
Another thing is like you'll be playing this game for like a week, and you're just a bot. Like everything you do, there's not like. You are just slaying everything. There's nothing that can touch you. And then all of a sudden, like, you'll get hung up on a rock or something stupid, like, because it gets kind of janky sometimes because it's not optimized and programmed the best.
Yep.
And the game screws you, essentially. And you lose a ton of gear and stuff, and you're just like, or one of your favorite mounts for a while I went through a phase where I didn't name my mounts because I didn't want to,
get attached
and then lose them. Yeah. I've kind of got out of that, but like it was very that's very frustrating. But like there's you can raise crops and you can make underwater bases and you can make floating bases.
You can actually swim.
Yes, you can swim in it.
Yeah,
the water is actually water.
Now, there's not much. Now, something that would have helped a lot, and they kind of tried to do it with some of their DLC, but it needed like some a kind of story. It has some lore, and you get it from finding like notes and stuff,
right?
And it kind of tells a story, but it's very loose. And it's a lot of times it's not like the center, like you don't progress like through a story like a traditional game. Basically, you wake up naked on a beach and you just start building stuff and enslaving the dinosaurs and stuff.
Befriending. I like the word befriending.
Okay.
Befriending by shooting them with trank arrows over and over again.
Yeah.
And force feeding, shoving food down their throats.
Yeah.
Isn't that how you guys make friends? That's how I make friends. You're going to be my friend now. And I shoot them with a trank dart, shove a cheeseburger in their mouth. Best friend.
That's how I got my wife. I got my wife.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
But it does have boss fights, so you can go and you can fight bosses and do things like that. So there is like end game content to work for, and like you do progress through a tier system. Like you've got primitive tools, and then you've got like steel stuff, and then you've got like modern stuff, and then there's like future tech type stuff. I'm not sure that they should have put future tech stuff in there, but
see, I don't
that's
like
where I
that.
got turned off.
That's where I get turned off also, because like we would watch like a trailer for it or like gameplay, and it would be super cool, but then I'd be like, what is this futuristic
like
looking
armor and all this other stuff? I'm like,
get out of here. You can't have dinosaurs and futuristic.
Well, you can, but that I don't think it
can
matches well.
Oh yeah, I think it does fantastically. Yep.
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yep, it's fantastic. That's why it's great. Now here's the thing. You can mod it, but the beauty of this is the only reason for, in my opinion, to mod it a lot of times is like quality of life or to do some optimization stuff.
Agreed.
Because just the vanilla version alone, there is immense replayability with just the vanilla version alone, without having to add like other content to keep you busy.
And it is highly customizable.
Yes.
You guys are failing to mention you can poop too.
Oh yeah, you poop. All the
Yeah,
time.
you do poop.
You poop.
And the dinosaurs.
It's hilarious.
You poop a lot.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. And
poop is funny.
Yeah. Little story. Early on, when I was first learning how to play, still, I'd spent an entire day, like 8+ hours, gathering resources and making a base. It was one of my first big base builds, and it was like this thing. I was like, this thing is impenetrable. It was made of stone, so like dinosaurs weren't getting into this thing. But I mean, I wasn't to the point of making steel and stuff. But I'm like, I'm pretty good because I'd had like a couple dinosaurs attack. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. My defenses are good. I'm solid. That was until a Giga came and wrecked my entire base in like 8 seconds.
Yep.
And everything, all my pets and mounts and my garden and everything was just gone in seconds. And then you just keep dying, and then there's just no killing the Giga when you're that low. Just basically like, well, here, you just follow me, and you try to lead him away from your area, and then you try to gather whatever little bits and pieces of stuff you've got left, and you GTFO. That's about it, because you're you're screwed.
That was almost a swear.
Yeah, I know.
I'll allow it.
But it's immensely rewarding and frustrating. It can make you, like, I haven't wanted to destroy controllers. Like, I used to do that when I was younger. There's been times I've wanted to take my keyboard and smash it when I've been playing that game.
That's true story.
But it's been worth it. And I don't know that I will ever play anything like it again, because they're coming out with Arc 2, and I am not very hopeful from the things that I've been seeing.
Agreed.
So
I gonna ruin it, of course.
Yeah. I like, and how they did this. I like how they did their DLC. They did a lot of it where quite a bit of it was free, and it was a lot of good content. And then some of it was, hey, you pay for it, which, hey, I've got no problem doing that. So you pay for the expansion, and you get some new dinosaurs and some new maps, and you can keep going. And
yeah,
that's great.
I am totally cool with that, with DLC, like expansions and that kind of thing. As long as it's a one-time fee and it actually gives you a significant amount of content, I'm all about it. I mean, the Elder Scrolls has that, and Fallout series has that, and I loved it all.
This was also the first time I ever encountered early access, and it was the first early access game that I ever purchased. And that was back in, I can't remember, was it early 2000? Or no, 2010 or something? I don't remember. I should look.
I got into Ark. I actually got it on the PS4. I had it on the console. I was before making my transition to primarily PC gaming. I was doing primarily console gaming. So I got the Ark on. I got Ark on the PS4 and played the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe not as much as 7 days, but pretty darn close.
That I don't understand how you can play. I don't understand how you can play Ark with a controller. Like other games, I'm like, yeah, I could give you that. But Ark, as much stuff is going on, and as much stuff you have to do, and like the panic that sets in, like when you hear a roar of a T-Rex or something.
Yeah.
And it just like the.
I played it with a controller.
Yeah, I know. You're better at it than I am. But like that's why I said I can't imagine trying to use a controller for that. That's why it just boggles my mind.
Yep.
Because there's like, so I use like, I don't know, a bajillion buttons when I'm doing stuff.
I have it now.
Bajillion?
Yeah, a bajillion.
I have it now on PC. I got it back because like Epic back when they were giving away free games.
Yep.
Yeah, I downloaded it immediately. I'm like, ooh, cool.
I think a lot of people got it for free.
Yeah. But the thing of it is I think they were starting to monkey with. I haven't played it recently, but they were starting to monkey with the original version too. So I think they're going to probably do something to the original version when 2 comes out. I'm wondering if they'll do something where you're not able to play it anymore or something. I don't know.
I only have a couple hours in it, but like it was so janky when I played it. We all played it like what? Who was it?
Yeah,
Schneidi, me, you, and was it Cheesy?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was so janky. Like
we bought it on Steam because it was on sale for super cheap, and we were like, okay, we're gonna give it a try. We tried it for like 5 seconds and didn't like it.
Yeah.
Then when we decided to try it again,
we couldn't
cross-play with somebody.
Can't cross-play with people that have it on Game Pass for some reason.
Yeah. So even though it says cross-play. So then
so we all just had to get it on Game Pass.
Yeah, we all.
So I think maybe
we already had Game Pass.
Maybe that was janky. I don't know.
The version that's on like console or Game Pass is not as good as like the PC version.
Agreed.
Because there is a distinct difference between them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So like if you're able to get like, and they do offer it for free. So if you're able to get like the Steam version or Epic version or whatever, if you're able to get that, and then you're able to get on an actual server with it, you'll probably have a different experience. Because I remember when we were playing on someone's hosted game. It's not as good. It's just not. So it's a lot. It is. Here's the thing. It's already super janky in the best of conditions, and it's even worse than that. So by eliminating a few things, you can make it even better.
Yeah. So my first experience was kind of tainted.
Yeah, it could. Changing some things could kind of change your mind on it. Yeah. Because I really do think if you guys got a pretty good play time into that, you would probably like it. Especially the teaming and the
I don't know why I don't know why I never knew that you were such a big Ark fan, Schneidi.
You really? I didn't know.
I didn't know that because I would have totally been like, dude, let's go play some Ark.
I absolutely love it. I think I still have a server somewhere that I'm paying for that I can't cancel.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's another thing. That this game could probably drop down a little bit, possibly, but the sheer amount of hours I put into it, and the fact that, like I said, I've never played anything like it, and I doubt I'll play anything like it ever again. And it's got dinosaurs in it.
Yeah,
it's got unique. Dinosaurs in it that you can tame.
That you can tame.
I know that excites me, but then I go into the game and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like that alone had me, and it's like I said, I keep saying I keep saying it's super frustrating, but
it can absolutely can be.
You have to prepare yourself for that, because if you're not, you're gonna have a bad day.
Yep.
And so if you go into that knowing it's gonna be difficult sometimes, it'll go a lot better for you. So I absolutely love Ark, and that's why I said I can keep rambling about Ark.
Well, maybe we'll have to chit chat after the stream, because
and then not only dinosaurs, then they put dragons in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You get a dragon, and then they put griffins in them, and then And then,
I want a dragon.
Yeah.
I want to be the mother of dragons.
Yeah.
For real this time.
Yeah. So,
for real.
Yep. So, anyways, I'll.
And of course, Ark gave us the Wyvern King. Rest in peace, Thick 44.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So yeah, props to Ark and props to those dudes. But yeah, awesome game. Absolutely love it. Schneidi, we're gonna have a chat after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my number one favorite game of all time. And if you're a fan of the channel, you may know what my number one is. My number one favorite game of all time is not 7 Days to Die. In fact, 7 Days to Die isn't even on my list. My number one game of all time is The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
That's awesome. Captain totally called it. He really did. Yep.
So, I am a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls series, especially Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I played Arena and Daggerfall. I played those, but not nearly as much as the other three. So again, I put the rule on myself that I can only pick one game from each franchise, and of course I had to pick an Elder Scrolls game. So I had to sit down and think which game, if I had to pick one, had the most impact on me, did I enjoy the most, and hands down, I don't even think it's close. I mean, it's head and shoulders above the rest. I absolutely love Oblivion. I absolutely love Skyrim. Have thousands of hours in both of those games. But The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, in my opinion, is the best Elder Scrolls 3 or best Elder Scrolls game ever made. I absolutely love it. The graphics, not so much. But nowadays, you can actually get, there's graphics mods you can install that make it even better. But the reason I love Elder Scrolls 3 is because for multiple reasons. Number one, the game starts with a little cutscene. You wake up on a boat. You're a prisoner. It gives you basic controls like push this button to do this, move your joystick, or teaches you basic how to move your character and open menus and that kind of stuff. And then you go in, you create your character. Has a really cool character creation thing where you get to you can change not only. It's a Skyrim, or it's a more Elder Scrolls game, so it has a great character creation. But once you create your character and you're released from jail, the game's like, go have fun. Yeah. There's no quest markers. You do not have to do. There's no it's not like you have to do this right now, or everybody's gonna die. No, the game leaves it completely up to you. You choose. You choose what you want to do in this gigantic open world. There was no fast travel aside from you could take silt striders and you learn the recall, the mark and recall spells, and you can learn the interventions like divine intervention and Almcivi intervention that will teleport you via magic. So there's no like in Skyrim, I want to go to this place, and you click a button and it takes you there. No, that does not exist in Morrowind. If you want to get somewhere, you gotta walk. You gotta either run or plan ahead and use your spells to get you to that location. And again, no quest markers. So there's several times where you'll take a quest from a character, and they'll say, you know what, you need to go to this cave, and the cave is located. If you follow this path, and then you'll see a spooky tree. And then take a left at the spooky tree, and then go a little bit farther down, and you should see the cave. And that's it. And that was just an example. That didn't actually literally. It wasn't a saying okay, you got to find the spooky tree. But that basically was it. It just gave you vague directions, pointed you in a general direction. It's like, go. It's that way. Which which makes perfect sense in a world like this, because everything would not be perfectly mapped out, and people might be able to give you general directions. There's no such thing as Google Maps in Morrowind, so you would have to get out there and find it. And I loved that. This game did not hold your hand at all. You literally had to figure things out yourself. That's one aspect that I absolutely loved. The open world, the fact that you could go anywhere, anytime. Another thing that I absolutely love, there's no such thing as a non-killable character. So like in Skyrim, if there's essential characters and you kill them, they don't die. They just kind of slump over and but then they get back up and start attacking you again. It's really stupid. In Morrowind, you can kill anybody. You can literally, even if it's an essential character to the plot, if you want to kill that character, go for it. The game will pop up and tell you there was I forget the exact phrasing, but basically it says, yeah, this guy was kind of important and you just killed him, so you might not be able to complete the main quest if you continue down this path. My. So it does tell you, okay, maybe you shouldn't have killed this guy, but there's even ways around killing essential characters. You can still, like, for instance, Vivek, he's one of the demigods in Morrowind, right? You can literally murder Vivek, the demigod, right? You can kill him, and you'll get that pop-up that says, oh, this is an essential character. You don't know if you're going to be able to complete the game now, but you can. There's a way to actually get around that. So that's another thing I absolutely love. You can play the game how you want. It's completely open world. There are so many different weapon types and magic spells, and you can create your own magic spells, and the game does not hold your hand at all. And it can be frustrating in the beginning because the combat, it seems a little wonky. You'll sit there and you're with your dagger on day one, and you've got a crap single-handed weapon score. So you're sitting there, trying to stab this little rat, and you're not, and it looks like you're hitting it, but you're not actually hitting it because of the way that it calculates damage and weapon hits and that kind of thing. So it gets frustrating in the beginning, but if you keep at it and you keep working, you improve your skills, you just get so much better. And by the end of the game, you basically are a walking god, just like head to toe in the best gear. You're one-shotting enemies that gave you massive headaches in the start. The lore is insane. There are so many different factions. I think there's, 13 different so there's the main quest line, and then there's 13 different factions that you can join, and they all have their own quest lines as you work your way through them and work your way up. And they're all, and what's great is you can do almost every single one of them. The only one is the tribunal. You can the houses, the great houses of Morrowind. You can only join one of those, although technically you used to be able to join two, but I think they patched that out. So you could join either the Hlalu or the Redoran house, and then you could also join the Telvanni, because they're kind of the ancient wizards that don't give a crap. So they're like, oh, you're part of it. We don't care. You can join. So, but I think they may have patched that out, but I don't remember. But so many different factions that you can actually join, all with their own unique quest lines. It's absolutely amazing. I would honestly say the only thing that one of the downsides to Morrowind, and I think this was a shame, the main story quest is actually not like the best quest in the game. I think they actually rushed it a bit, because there were the main bad guy, Dagoth, he had his 6 vampire generals pretty much. And I think that the generals they're located in different areas, and I think that the plan originally was they were going to be playing a much bigger role in the main storyline, and they just ran out of time, so they kind of chopped out a whole bunch of content surrounding the lieutenants of the big bad in the game. So yeah, the main story quest, I think it's great to a point, and then it kind of falls off, which is unfortunate. But the rest of the game, oh, absolutely love it. So not only do you have the base game, but then you have on top of that the expansions, the DLCs. So you've got the Blood Moon pack, and then the Tribunal, which gives you even more content and even more stuff to do. And one of my favorite things with the Blood Moon was, because I love building in games, I absolutely love it. And you could build, if you join the Great Houses, you could build houses in the the Great Houses. But if you had the Blood Moon pack, you could also build like an entire manor. You could basically start the city of Raven Rock on the island. So you actually start that, which is kind of cool lore-wise. But you can actually build it, and you can choose, okay, what merchants, what vendors do I want, and all that stuff. So absolutely love it. Plus, it has a talking mud crab. So I mean,
that's always fun.
Yeah, that you can sell stuff to, and a talking. I forget what they're called. The imp guys. I forget what they're called. But yeah, there's talking what would normally be bad guys. There's actually talking good guys. So, love it. Absolutely love it. I said it before. This game, I destroyed not one, but 2 Xbox systems because I played this game so much. I literally burned out the hard drives in 2 Xbox systems. Because I played Morrowind so much. So, had to go number 1 on my list. No questions asked.
Good deal.
That's impressive if you blow up 2 machines.
And the original Xboxes were hardy. They were not...
they were tanks.
They were tanks. So that tells you how much I actually how much I actually played that game. Jay Liverin, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining. It says, don't forget what 7 did, Ninja. Oh, she'll never let me forget.
I'll never forget.
Oh, that was so much fun. So there you go, guys. That has been our top 5 favorite games of all time. I loved it because I think Schneidi and I were the only ones that had overlap. Is that right? Well, and then GTA 5.
We did, GTA 5 for us.
Yeah, GTA 5 for the Whisker Biscuits, and then Schneidi and I overlapped with New Vegas. So, yeah. So
not much else.
Not much else, and that's honestly what I expected. I expected there might be a little bit of overlap, but because we're different people. You know, we've come from different backgrounds, and our gaming lives are wildly different. You know, and that's what's great. And that's another reason why I love gaming so much is there's something out there for everybody, and what you love might not be what I love, but I can respect the fact that you love whatever you love. You know, that's awesome. And it's just, you know, even though I may not have played extensively some of the games on everybody's lists here, I can recognize why they chose what they did, you know? And that's the great thing about gaming in general is there's so many good games out there, and games have had such a major impact on my life that it's just great to look back and be like, oh wow, that is awesome.
Heck yeah.
So, I want to thank everybody for joining the party tonight. Little different stream, more laid back. I really enjoyed this. We might do something similar in the future, but with a different topic. I kind of like this format. It's nice. It's nice being able to just kind of sit back and just chat.
You got it.
It's really fun. So, coming up here, guys, we have I have a very special new series starting very soon. I'm hoping to have it up and running by Tuesday, and I'm not gonna be saying too much about it, but it is something I'm really excited about, and I think it's gonna be fun. So, it's gonna be great. Any last words, or do you guys have any runner-ups or honorable mentions that you want to go through before we wrap things up?
Okay, so like I mentioned, Oregon Trail. What else? Oh, I feel like there were more.
There probably were a lot more.
Shucks.
I didn't mention any because if I start listing naming off honorable mentions, I will be here all night.
Yeah, same here. I have a lot in mind, but I'm not gonna get it.
Because there are so many good games out there and I've played a lot of them. I
think it's great that none of us had 7 Days to Die on our list. Just FYI.
Well.
Yeah. Well.
I won't rant. I want to, but I'm not gonna do it.
I said my piece and walked away from 7 Days a while back, and I'm still at the same point now where it's just I just don't care anymore.
Nope.
It's not fun to me. Everything that happened doesn't surprise me at all.
Nope.
So
I am still mad about it.
I'm not getting into it.
Nope, not getting into it, but yeah. The end.
Yeah. Schneidi, you got any honorable mentions that you want to? Mass Effect.
Mass Effect, they were good.
Yes.
I love those. That was another. It was a story thing for me. I love the story.
Yep.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's go around the horn and thank all the guests. As always, ladies first. Ninja, thank you very much for joining and providing us your top 5. It was awesome.
Thank you. It actually made me think. I was like, wait a minute. What are my top 5? I don't know.
And it's not an easy list to come up with. I would say everybody out there watching, do this. Sit down and look back at your life and really think about What would you put in your top 5? Because I guarantee, if you're watching this channel, you're watching this stream right now, you're a gamer and you've played more than 5 games in your life. The games have probably played a pretty significant role in your life. So going all the way back to the first game that you ever played, pick 5. What are the 5 that jump out at you as your favorite? It is not an easy thing to do. It's not. Because there's so many good ones. I had to leave off. I felt bad because I had to leave off so many good ones. I'm like,
me too.
So yeah, not an easy thing.
Nintendo Track and Field, whatever that was with the
Track and Field
with the pad.
Yep,
yeah,
Track and
that
Field.
was fun.
My God, I was so good at the long jump.
I mean, I couldn't.
Not so much in real life track and field, but
I couldn't.
On the game, I could. Yeah.
I couldn't add in any, like, Dragon Warrior for NES is one of my favorite games of all time. The Legend of Zelda series, the original one. Even A Link to the Past, is that the second one? I forget. But yeah, the old school Legend of Zelda, the Final Fantasy. I love the Final Fantasy games, but I couldn't put them in my top 5 because there were other games that I played more of and had more of an impact on me, personally. So it was so tough. So many good genres and franchises and so many good things out there to pick from.
Indeed.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to compile your list, Ninja. I really do appreciate it, and thanks for joining the stream tonight.
Thanks for having me, as usual.
And next up, we say thank you to Captain Whisker Biscuits. Captain, awesome dude.
Yeah, that was a good time. I was excited about this. It's fun.
I really kind of like this because it's like I said, it's not as stressful.
Just laid back,
sitting back and talking about video games.
It's pretty nice actually.
Got that right.
It's pretty
awesome.
nice.
It's awesome. Plus, we didn't have Schneidi ruining the game for us.
Oh my God!
Like
I
normal.
know.
Just
yeah,
the
Schneidi.
worst.
No, we were just going through Schneidy's absolutely best games ever.
So, Captain, thanks again, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
And last but not least, even though we always give him a hard time, we love him. Schneidi, thanks for joining the stream, man.
Yep.
Real
No problem. I had a lot of fun. It was great talking about games I love.
Absolutely. And I honestly can say that even though there were a couple of games on your guys' list that I've never played and some that I'd never heard of, for the vast majority of the games I've either played them or because when I was younger, my older brothers were the ones who played the games, and I watch and tell them how to win the games because they're morons and I'm actually intelligent. Sorry. Anyway, but I can honestly say that I've either played or experienced the vast majority of all the games on your guys' lists, which was awesome. So it was just like a trip down memory lane.
Even Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah.
I have seen Power Wash Simulator. I've never played it personally, but I have seen it.
I'm telling you.
Didn't Simon? Didn't he do a video on Power Wash Simulator?
I think so.
He might have actually.
He was cleaning the backyard and cleaning the pond.
I think
Oh my gosh!
Him
That's
and-
the one I'm currently redoing in mine.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, neato.
It was him and I forget who joined him. It was
Probably
either,
not Abstro.
No, I think it was
Jesus.
Duralius. Was it Duralius?
Probably, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have seen it, and it is oddly satisfying watching the
It is very
filthy thing just become so squeaky clean.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
So Schneidi, thank you very much for joining, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I had a blast.
Anytime.
I loved
Yep, me
just
too.
sitting back and talking video games with. Even though more than half my list, you guys had no clue about the games. It was still really fun.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Listen, I heard about games I never even knew about.
There you go.
I learned something new every day. That's what's important.
I guarantee there's a lot of people at home who are like, "What the hell is that game? I mean, what?"
Yeah. There's probably a lot of Googling going on.
Yeah, Google.
I bet you.
That first game you had that advertisement, and it had 3 megabits
Yes.
of storage. I was looking at that. I kept looking at that.
I don't have enough.
I was like,
Yeah, I'll bring it back up here.
I was just like,
Yep.
oh, that is just too
3
good.
megabit cartridge. Wow. A 3 megabit ROM cartridge with 2 64 kilobit random access memory. So you can save your
Mind-blowing.
game while you're ahead.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh, it's so good.
Impressive.
So
Wow.
good. Oh, I love it. All right, we're gonna wrap things up there. Huge thank you to everybody who joined us for the stream tonight. Big shout out to everybody who participated in the chat. As always, special shout out to Shannon, the mod extraordinaire, for holding down the fort. And a thank you to everybody who was watching in the background. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Again, just so you guys know, Saturday I don't have a video coming out Saturday. But hopefully starting on Tuesday, a brand new series that is something new, something different that I really hope you guys enjoy, because I'm having a blast making it. It is so much fun. So we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully you guys all enjoy it. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us in Savin's World. And remember, the average gamer is always king of the hill on the bell curve. Have a great night, guys, and we will see you next time.